Sup nerds, welcome to the Omni4Game podcast, episode 129. I'm Sean, I'm joined with Chris and Brandon as always.
What's up guys, this week's Omni4Game recap, we go over 2 regionals, and then we hit your guys' comment questions. So if you like this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you next time.
First topic. I want to go over my regional from a week and a half ago. Picked up my phone, LOL, that's not where the recap is. So I was in the...
Where is it, man?
Yeah. I played in the Card of Magica regional. I was playing Ruin Mode Turbo. I finished 20th, unfortunately, so I did not earn my invite, sadly. Round 1. Did I not? I never wrote what I played against round 1. Well,
oops.
Oh well, I 2-0'd them, so I guess it didn't really matter, but
it didn't even matter.
Yeah. Game 1 I YOLO comboed on my second turn, and I drew into the AD1 Marcus, which was the only I needed that. And then I drew into the Ruin at the end of turn on the swing when I suspended the 81 Marcus to minus 10k. So it floodgated him, and then I killed him on the next turn. Game 2 was more awkward because it took me several turns to find a level 6. Eventually saw one and cleared his board, and then ruined again and killed him. I'm not sure what deck that was, but him not being able to play under minus 10k does eliminate multiple decks, but you know.
Could have been Imperial, could have been Omni, could have been Medusa, I guess. I don't know.
It definitely wasn't Medusa, because I know I played only 3 of the... It was Medusa. Thank you.
Boom.
Because I remembered I played 3 deuces, and... Yep, it was Deusa. Yeah, I played 3 deuces, and that was the first one.
Yeah, you gotta play against some 3 dussies.
Yep. Round 2 versus Imperial. LOL. I ruin mode him out of the game 1, and he never did anything.
Like, that matchup specifically, you can ruin mode them once if they're not ready in, like, the raising.
Imperial?
It's just over.
Yeah.
That's why I swapped to Cross for the Baton Rouge one, because like Ben was like, you can just build in the raising into the 81 in Pyldramon. It's like, you're not wrong, but that's 2 turns of the game I'm not playing.
Yep.
And in those 2 turns I'm dead already because the new Shine can have so much aggression.
Yeah.
And even then, like, if you minus 10k me, what do I do there?
Yeah, I've had people evo all the way up into a mega in raising, like playing Imperial.
And what?
But it's
what do you do? Kill them the next turn?
Yeah, it still doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's like, whoop-de-dee, you're gonna be able to play next turn.
It's like,
oh wait, you didn't have a next turn.
Yeah. Game 2, I literally only had 1 ruin mode that wasn't in the bottom 4 of my security, but he opened slow enough for me to dig to it with my analogs and an Uko that was allowed to live for way too long, and then I killed him on my next turn.
It's another problem. It has a lack of removal.
Yeah. That was a massive issue I had when I was trying to play Magna X DNA BT23 format. That's why I switched to Sylphie instead of the Pyodra.
If you're not just killing your opponent, you're not doing a whole lot. Like, that's like, just killing your opponent is obviously really nice, but when it's such a piece reliant deck where you need like 1 of each level, or you know, like multiple different pieces, if you don't also have some sort of removal to help slow down the game a little bit, you're gonna just get grinded to death searching for pieces.
Yep. Oh, by the way, I will be doing a deck profile for this list. I will be doing a deck profile for the person that got 17th, and a deck profile for my list for the regional that we're going to go over after I'm done with this one, where I came 27th. Those will start coming out over the weekend / early next week.
When you're doing mine and Chris's on Friday, right?
I'm recording them, yes. They will be probably next week when they go up.
Yeah, I was going to say, but, just look forward to seeing those eventually.
Yes. Round 3, played against Mastamon. It was funny because I didn't write this down, but I remember it. I think he won the die roll. Who cares? But he was like, I was talking to the guys in my group chat, and they said this might be a mirror match. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know if his friends were maybe one of them had played me already, or if he was assuming I was playing Mastamon, or if they were assuming I was playing Mastamon. Turns out they assumed I was playing Mastamon.
Yeah, they were definitely assuming you were playing Maste.
Yeah.
You stuck with that for a long while.
I did. I still was very tempted to pivot to it for this format as well, but the prevalence of Medusa just made it to where it just it just didn't feel good enough. So game 1, it took me 18 years to find a level 5, and by that point it was way too late. It took him like a long time to start doing stuff, but it didn't really matter that much because I couldn't play. Game 2 took some time to find a 6, but once I did, I cleared his board minus 10k and lethal next turn, and game 3 he literally never promoted. Because
that sounds about right.
Floodgated him and then killed him.
Yeah.
Round 4, I 2-0'd Medusa Ruin mode. I think that was a very fast match.
Yeah, I remember one message you sent. You were like, did this against this, and it was like 15 minutes later, you're like, all right, round 4's done.
Yeah, I remember that. It was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, if you see your stuff, like, even while you're floodgating them, you're hitting them for, like, anywhere from 2 to 4 damage on the combo turn, and then on the next turn, if you have BT21 Rise, they're just dead. Round 5, played against my third Medusa Mon, a player of the tournament. Game 1 was a grind, but I managed to get it. He actually would have still won that game if he had seen EX11 Medusa on his final turn before I killed him, because I had checked the end of turn own out of security, and he had cleared my security on a previous turn, and if he had seen it before he paid too much memory, he would have just been able to hard play it and kill me.
Hard play slam and then swing for game.
Yeah, end of turn swing, because it has a rush. Thankfully he didn't see it, and I was like, "Whoo, man!" And I was like, GG's," and he was like, "That was game 1." So because that was the third Medusa player that I'd played, they started to blend together, and I thought that was the second game of the match, and I was like, "Oh, nice."
The same thing happened to me at the Baton Rouge regional. I played 3 puppet players, and I got to the third one. I won game 1, and I was like, "Hey, good match, buddy." He's like, "That was game 1."
Yep.
I was like, "Oh my god, they're all blending together."
Yep. Unfortunately for me, I whiffed on pieces for way too long. Games 2 and 3. Game 3, all 4 of my level 6s were in the bottom 15 cards of my deck. I was only playing 4 6s in this list. So I was literally never going to be able to combo him game 3. In game 2, if I don't see my stuff, I can't play, unfortunately.
I think that's most decks.
Well,
I didn't see my win con, so I lost.
Well, the issue is, like, I don't know. Some people can still, like, rush you down, where I can sort of do that.
There's no alternate strategy.
Yeah, there's not really a plan B. It's just, I do this or I don't do this.
I know the feeling well.
Yeah. So unfortunate that I lost to one of the 3 Medusa players that I played against, because it's actually a really good matchup for Ruin Mode Turbo.
It's unlike your deck doesn't have like a bunch of versatility. It's not like TS. It's not like TS. Like, you don't know which level 6 your opponent's gonna play, and they all do something so different.
Yeah.
So like, you're trying to do one thing. Like, if you miss out on Ruin Mode, like, you can still put a bunch of damage out, but like,
if you're not killing them,
your stuff's vulnerable.
Yeah.
If you're not killing them or stopping them from playing, hitting their security 9 times out of 10 is just gonna give them free resources.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have no defense outside of floodgating with Ruin Mode.
Oh, hold on. I mean, Shine does have blocker.
Ooh. Yeah, watch out.
Such a stupid keyword to put on him, yeah. The AD1 Shine
we
does
will
have blocker
remember.
for no reason, yes. Thanks, Bandai, very cool. I was undefeated up to this point, so it sucked to lose to one of my plus matchups in round 5. Then round 6, played against TS, and turbo stomped him game 1, and then games 2 and 3, I just was missing a piece the whole time. Game 3, I was missing a level 5 from turn 0. I went first, and I literally would never have seen one. The first level 5 was like 25 cards into my deck. Yep. And
It's a great feeling.
yeah, I was like, cool, I wasn't supposed to play this game. Round 7, played against Adventure Alter S. Game 1, I ruin mode comboed, and like that deck can't really do anything about it. Game 2, I was missing a piece. He won. Game 3 was a little shaky for both of us, but I finally came online and he wasn't allowed to play until I killed him.
This is the way.
Yep. Round 8. Played against Zephyr. I finally saw my pieces in game 1 and it was Jover. We both opened like a little slow, but once I saw my stuff, like, you know, I'm gonna kill you, floodgate you. Game 2, it took me so long to find my stuff that he had Vortex, Grand Gale, and 2 3s out. But I comboed and cleared his board, and then he never played again, and I killed him the next turn.
Yeah, it's real nasty when you can just be like, all right, here's premium DP with my AD1.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now here's double ruin mode on top of that.
Yeah.
It's so dumb that DP deletion is a game mechanic and not a Digimon effect. Like,
Why does that matter?
No, I know. I just was thinking about it though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about it.
I'm sure you do.
Things needed by rule.
Yeah.
Pulls out the rules, and you're like, no, he's
No.
This isn't a Digimon effect. This is a rule.
Yeah. Round 9, I played against a Wombo Combo Zeph player. So I couldn't exactly tell, but it seemed like he had some kind of shenanigans because like he evoed into the Sec +1 rookie after promoting an Uko and just set up trainings and boosts from that point forward. And I was like, this feels like he's not playing a normal Zephyr playstyle, and he's just setting up to like combo me or something.
I've seen that version of the deck because that's like one of the weakest parts of the Vortex deck. Is it like it doesn't have a whole lot of aggression. You know, like it doesn't kill. It kills very slow, it seems. And I've seen some people play like the what is it, like Kawagamon, not Kawagamon, yeah, it's that, I know which one you're talking about. It's that little green robot looking one.
It evos for 1 and has like +1 if you're like level 6 or higher. Yeah. It's like an old card. It's it's a really old rookie card. He put in Raising after he promoted an Uko all 3 games.
Yeah.
Dante started playing that too.
I saw it.
Like, hey, yo.
Yes, I saw it last Friday, and I was like, "Are you playing the OTK version now?" And he's like, "No." And I was like, "Okay."
I think you're lying to me. That security check +1 says otherwise.
But this guy was like, it was a hard OTK variant. Like he doesn't do anything else. But
like
game
more
1,
gray OTK.
Yeah, it's literally like that. Game 1, I comboed and killed him, so I never got to see it. And then game 2, it took me 1 turn too long to see my stuff to combo him and floodgate him, and he promoted and OTK'd me through 5 security. He's like
sick.
He's like playing the Tama is weird. He's playing like the Gotcha Tama, and then he's also playing the Gotcha level 5 that lets him evo into the Zeph that unsuspends, and because it has 2 checks and shenanigans or whatever. TLDR low, it just kills you. And then game 3 I comboed and killed him. Ended up going 7-2 and unfortunately came in 20th place. Sag, what a waste of 10 hours.
Bubbled down.
Yeah. all came down to tiebreakers, and unfortunately mine were not good enough. It was really unfortunate that I lost to like one of my really good matchups, because I would consider Medusa like one of the better matchups for Ruin mode.
Something similar happens to me with Baton.
Alright, but moving on to the Baton Rouge regional that we all just participated in 4 days ago when you're watching this past Sunday.
Pretty good trip. As you can tell, me and Sean definitely caught a little something there.
Yeah, I have some kind of sinus infection thing that I'm getting over. Basically, all I'm dealing with now is like the drainage.
I have a little bit of, like you did the first day with like the muscle soreness. I've got a little bit of that. I've definitely got like some lightheadedness. I've got the cough. But like other than that, I don't have a fever or anything like that, so I'm not like dying.
Yeah.
Last night was interesting. I was in that like hallucinate dream where you like know everything that's going on, you know you're asleep, but you're like I can't get up. You know, like you gotta sleep, you have work tomorrow. And then I also just randomly discovered this massive bruise on my foot. Don't know where that came from.
Hell yeah.
Have you considered maybe you're being possessed?
Possible.
Have you considered that Brandon is sneaking into your house at night and beating on your feet while you're unconscious?
Well, speaking of Brandon, he's absolutely useless travel buddy. He's the worst. Me and Sean, the entire 4-hour drive, are talking, we're having conversations, and Brandon's just sitting in the back, not saying a word, sleeping. He's not doing nothing.
Oh, those
He's the worst. And then when he would say something, it is just the most like useless, pointless,
random thought.
Yeah. And then every time we go to Bucky's, Bussey's, he wants to whine and complain about it like it's not the best gas station ever.
Listen, I'm not whining, nor am I complaining. I'm just simply stating I'm hating.
Yes, you're
It's overrated. It's overrated. We get it. You guys sell meat here. All right, we get it.
I would say it's
but
perfect.
when I
don't get it.
When I see a family of 4 and the dad is kneeled down to his daughter and saying, "See, isn't this place better than McDonald's?" Which I agree, it is probably better than McDonald's.
It's 1,000% better than McDonald's.
Yeah, scratch better than McDonald's.
I will say, when I go in there and I see people with shopping carts, I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah,
no way.
You're wilding a little bit if you got a shopping cart.
Because
I'm amazed they have
nobody. Yeah, nobody truly lives that close to a Bucky's.
Nah, they're all off the interstate.
Yeah.
What do you need a shopping cart for? How much are you getting?
Listen, some people want to buy the giant plushes. Some people want to buy the giant tables and chairs they have just randomly there. The surfboards or the boogie boards, whatever they're called. Some people want to go buy some clothes that say, I love Bucky's.
Anyways, the trip was nice.
Sounds real culty to me, if you ask me.
Ben did not go with us. He drove himself there because he planned on staying Saturday night, playing the tournament Sunday, and then leaving the same night, which turned out to work for him because we did only end up having 7 rounds, so he wasn't leaving like super late. It was like 6:30, like 6:40, right?
Yeah, it was like 6.
Yeah.
No, because we didn't get to we didn't sit down for our dinner until like 6:30.
I want to say it was like 5:45 whenever we were getting in the room. And as soon as we got to the hotel room, Ben immediately
he was gone,
grabbing the rest of his stuff, and he was just like...
Yeah. So it kind of worked out for him. He didn't have to leave super late.
He was very fortunate.
It was funny.
Still a 4-hour drive, but...
Yeah, because of the hotel we were at, we had to figure out parking, and Ben got there before us. And he's just messaging us through Discord about the parking situation. I just remember Sean was like, "Can you just get him to tell us a clear answer, please? Like, what are we doing?"
It was pretty funny.
He was like stream of consciousness messaging in the Discord about the parking. Like, I'm like, dude, just gather the information, gather all of it, and then start telling us.
Yeah.
But he was like, this is cheaper. No, wait, this might be cheaper. Wait, nah, that's not as cheap. Wait, no, this one.
And then the place where he decided to park, which was part of the hotel's parking.
No, it wasn't.
Yes.
It was just an adjacent one.
Oh, really? That wasn't actually part of it?
No. The one that you'd have to use the valet to do the one that's actually part of the hotel.
Okay. He said that anytime he left, it charged him.
He didn't leave though. It only charges you when you leave.
Yeah, which crazy.
Also, they have an electronic sign, and they changed the prices after he pulled in.
Yes.
Minutes on the minutes. It was crazy. Also, just because I was randomly curious, I looked it up. We started talking about getting food at 5:45. So I think we probably went down to the restaurant close to 6:30, because I remember you had to do some stuff before we left.
I wanted to lay down.
Yeah.
I think that was it. I probably changed too, but I don't remember. But I just wanted to lay down for a minute. Also, I was able to get some cool things while we were in the venue. I got one. If the camera will focus on it, there we go. One SP Shine Greymon. And then I was finally able to get my hands on one of these lovely ladies. Very pretty. Excited to have that, even though I don't even know if it's correct to play it anymore. And I also got two of these. The other one is in the mail, allegedly. Allegedly. I traded with a vendor, and they had one SP Nokia in their case, and the other one was at their store in a different city. And it should be being mailed to me. However, the tracking information has not been updated, and that was like 3 days ago while we're recording this, so I'd hate to put them on blast if I never get it.
So overall, pretty solid trip.
Yeah.
Nothing real crazy like trying to break into other people's rooms this time.
Nah, you didn't try to do any B&Es on this one, thankfully.
Nope.
I mean, the only crazy thing that happened in my recollection is on the way home when we were like, what, hour 20 away with that school.
Oh yeah.
That was
GPS. The GPS took us right by a school that had a bomb threat being called in.
Hey, get out of there.
Redirected us to
Get out of there.
Wild.
Yugi, get out of there.
Go on. Go. God. It's just like...
So we want to start talking about the actual event itself now?
It's just like a bull in a China shop, dude.
You guys want to go in the order of how we did?
Obviously.
Like typical locals?
No, I was going to say do rounds. That way it's just not one person talking for 7 straight rounds.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that's a much better idea.
Okay.
We normally do that, I forgot.
Before the tournament started, Sean already lost right off the rip. Because we got there, and this little old lady went on a power trip about not being able to take the box.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, let me tell that story.
Sean lost on frame 1.
I was mad. So we kind of assumed they're going to be stupid about no food or drink in the venue because they like to tax you when they have stuff that they can sell.
Because they have nice concessions.
Yeah, they have concessions that they can charge you $80 for.
$7 for a bottle of water.
Yeah, so at all of these venues in the past that have this rule, I have never had a single issue bringing a bottle of water into the venue.
Empty.
No, I've had full bottles of water, and I've never had an issue. And it has been like in the outside of my bag, like tucked into one of those pockets. Like it is very apparent that that's what it is. It wasn't hidden. Yeah. So I did the same thing. I also put some snacks that were tucked deep into my bag. that may or may not have passed security. But the guy that checked me was like, "You're gonna have to throw away that bottle of water," and then I pulled it out of my bag and immediately started turning the cap, and he was like, "Or you can chug it," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going back to my car." We were like half a mile from the car. So I just chugged it and then put it back in the pocket because I was like, "I'll just..."
Not even the car, the hotel. You know, we were that close to the venue.
Oh yeah, we walked. I forgot.
Yeah, we walked.
Yeah. He was like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to go put that in your vehicle," and I was like, "No." But he didn't care. He was just like, "You can't bring it in." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna chug it." And then I tucked it back in, and I started. I was gonna walk away, and this whole time, I was being checked on one side, and like most everybody else was being checked on the other side, and like our backs were to each other. And I was gonna walk off towards like the venue or whatever, and I was like, "Oh, I have a piece of trash. I think it was like a gum wrapper or something." And I saw the nearest trash can. It was like around
on our side.
Yeah, on y'all's side. So like I walked back and threw it away, and I was going to turn back around, and an older woman that was working the other side with a young woman said, "No, you can't have that water bottle." And I was like, "It's empty." And she's like, "It doesn't matter." And I was like, when we walked in, before they ever started checking our stuff, they said you can have an empty like hydro flask container for water. They told us that before they ever checked our stuff.
Yep.
And so when she said that to me, I was like, "Oh, but if it were made of metal, it would be okay." And they didn't have an answer to that. And she was just like, you can't take it in." And so I just took it out and threw it away and walked off, and I said, "That's fucking stupid." But I was real mad. I just immediately started walking off because I was like gonna crash out on them because that like royally pissed me off. So I'm like, how am I supposed to stay hydrated? I'm not Ben.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, I had forgotten about that. Thank you, Brandon.
You're welcome.
But anyways, yeah.
They had their concessions, like, they weren't awful, but it was like one place. Like, they're gonna be like, "Oh, our concessions are so nice." It was one little like restaurant type thing, stand, whatever you want to call it. That was it.
The breakfast sandwich that they were serving was reasonably priced, but everything else
cheaper
was
than
not.
a bottle of water.
Yeah, so the breakfast sandwich was like $5.50, which is reasonable. I got a breakfast sandwich, a bottle of Smart Water, and a king-size Snicker bar. My total was over $20. So I have no idea what the Snickers bar and the Smart Water cost.
Oh, the water was $7. It was the same price no matter what drink you bought. It was $7.
Yeah, they were.
So that means the candy bar was $8.
Yeah,
that is ridiculous. I just would have gotten like 4 breakfast sandwiches if I knew that.
That's why Brandon was like, "I'm buying 2 breakfast sandwiches. It's the cheapest thing."
Yeah,
and then they were like,
and then the Powerade. Yep.
They were like sausage or bacon, and I'm like, "Is that even really a question?"
Yeah, it's sausage, just more filling.
Like, if you're charging the same amount for both, obviously.
Yeah.
Alright, so who wants to go first with their round one?
The person that did worst.
I mean, I guess technically that's me.
There's no technicality, it is you.
I mean, we all did good. Just some of us.
You still did the worst out of the 3 of us that are.
Just some of us were 2 placements higher. Some of us were 2 placements lower than they wanted to be. So, anyway, round 1. It's funny because in our little group, there was us 4, me, Sean, Chris, and Ben, and then a bunch of people from our locals were also there. So your AJ, your Todd, David, Mo, Spencer, Deshaun, Will. Am I missing anybody? I'm going to feel real bad if I miss somebody. AJ, did I say AJ?
You said him first. I think you listed everyone.
David, did I say David?
You did. I think you got everybody. You named people that I forgot about.
I'm going to feel real bad if I forgot somebody. If you got forgotten, I'm sorry, man. Anyway, so round 1 gets posted, and we're all sitting in a group, like, just chatting it up. And Ben's just right in front of me. and I look at the phone. I just look at Ben. I look at the phone. And I look at Ben, and he goes, "Is it me and you?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is." So round one, right off the rip, I'm playing somebody from my locals, and I know it's one of the better players from my locals because Ben, he's got results, and I'm like, "Oh boy,
he has
this
receipts."
does not bode well for me. Yeah, bro's got he's got it. So I'm like, oh.
And he's not playing around. He brought his mat.
Oh yeah.
Not his normal mat. His mat.
He brought. I'm trying, Matt. So I'm playing obviously Ultra S Turbo, and he's playing Puppets. So game one, he was setting up, and he had like emblem and another card on the board that wasn't a tamer, but it was like I don't know if it was a boost or a training of some type. I can't remember off the top of my head.
If it wasn't an emblem, it was a training.
Okay.
He doesn't play boost.
So I think it was one of those. And I had basically like set up my EX4 tamer and a rookie in the raising, and I was like, he's ready to go. Like, I just need to promote and do my best. And I rolled into combo and just OTK'd him like super early. It was like turn 3. So I got him game 1. Game 2, I missed on one of my level 3s, and he was just able to swarm and kill me. What are you going to do against Puppets? They swarm pretty well. Then game 2 was basically a repeat of game 1, where I set up my EX4 tamer, promoted, wombo comboed, killed him like turn 3. It was over.
I remember Ben said, he came up to me and said something. He goes, you promoted... Do you play Ukos in your list?
I do.
Yeah, he said that you promoted Uko, revealed the 3 cards, and then you kind of like laughed and said, I've already got everything for combo. And Ben was like, oh, I've lost. Yeah. Rookie. Ben goes, oh, I've lost. And he's like, that was like turn 2.
Yep. Because turn 1, because I think he forced me to go... No, I forced him to go first, so I went second. So I went Uko Tamer, and then promoted, saw my second level 3, so now I have both level 3, so I went level 3 in the back, and like I think I went like Mem Boost or something to pass turn, and he wasn't ready to pop off, so I just promoted and popped off. So round 1 for me was actually over like 10 minutes. It was insanely fast. And Ben was like, I got high rolled, and I was like, I high rolled. That's how it is sometimes. What are you gonna do? So, yep. Round 1 got Ben right off the rip.
Yeah, Ben ended up going X3 and getting 33rd. Which, I mean, he bubbled top 32, but all he would have gotten is like... I guess he would have gotten the finalist set, but I think he would have gotten that in like another event packs. Like, I don't think he really cared about that. Like, he was just looking for the end.
No. He's trying to get top 16.
Yeah. So I will go next. So round 1. So I know one of my... Going into this, there's like 3 matchups that I'm not a huge fan of playing against. One of them is Millenniumon. Unfortunately, there seemed to be an abundance of Millenniumon in this room. Yeah. I have no idea what the deal was, but it's like none of them ever heard of the Medusamon archetype, and they were just like, yo, this is such a great meta call.
Yeah, it seemed like Millenniumon and Puppets, from where I was, seemed like the 2 most represented decks in the room.
Dog.
And then I think Red Hybrid was also up there.
The amount of times I overheard somebody say, oh yeah, I just got done with the Millenniumon mirror match. I was like, how many of you were in here?
Every single round, if I was not sat on the very end of the table, I would look around and I could see anywhere from like 2 to 5 Millie decks playing.
Yeah.
Which is insane. I think it most likely had like the most representation in the room. I just don't know why that many people would make that call. I'm not saying it's a really good deck, but it hard loses to what is the most popular deck in the format.
It's that or Puppets. Definitely, it's one of those two. Because there were a lot of Puppets too. Like everywhere I looked, people were playing it. Because I think it's like a really easy deck to get a hold of. You don't think so?
Somewhat. The
You can
emblems
get the whole.
The emblem was like $30 a pop, I think. But other than that, I think the rest.
Oh,
of the
that's
deck
right.
was,
those were like promos, right? Those weren't like in actual
singular
boxes.
box topper promos from EX11.
That's right.
It was a
That's
great
right.
way to circulate those cards.
That's fair.
Yeah. Other than that, though,
But outside of that card, yeah.
So round 1, I get paired versus Millenniumon, which is unfortunate because like they can very easily play through minus 10k. So that's usually a matchup that is not the best for you. They can't play through minus 15 though. So if you ever get the ability to triple ruin mode them, you do keep them from playing for the turn, which is nice, but that requires a lot of stuff to be going in your favor already. But I end up winning game 1, thankfully. I just rushed him down. That's basically my strat versus decks that I can't get out of the game, is just turn my card sideways. Just pure aggression. If I see combo that's cool, I'll do that too, but like I'm just trying to get in there. Game 2 was a little back and forth, or a lot back and forth actually, but he eventually got to the point where it was like almost assuredly in his favor. And at the start of his final turn, or his second to final turn, I guess, I strongly contemplated just scooping, but I still had 5 security. But I knew that like he was gonna hardcore like wombo combo touch me, because I had to give him like, I don't know, like 5 memory or something to start his turn, or if that was even actually no, that wasn't even the case. But I knew that he was gonna wombo combo. He ended up going to 10 memory on his turn. I just can't. I think I only gave him like 2 or 3, but I can't remember. I strongly considered scooping, but I was like, I mean, he could screw it up. We'll see. He did the first promo milli into BT18 milli, gained memory or whatever, sacked my deck, swung at my security. First check was a ruin mode, so it died immediately. And then yeah, I was like, okay. And then he floated into another milli, and then he swung again. Ruin mode. First check.
How'd he float into another one off the BT18 one?
Doesn't it play the Chimera and Machine Dramon?
The BT18 one?
Yeah.
No, the promo does.
What's the BT18 on deletion?
You can send a Chimera and Machine Dramon to the bottom of the deck to
play Millenniumon.
Yeah.
What do you mean, how did he float into Millenniumon?
Oh, my bad. I'm thinking about the wrong thing.
Anyway.
You're right. He could just go back into the promo one and then go back into
yeah.
Okay. So, my bad.
You're good. So, he kept doing that, and he legit checked 3 ruin modes as the first check. And he still could have killed me because he had so much memory, and he started digging, and if he had seen a Zed Millenniumon, I still would have died. But he cleared all of my security. I was actually I was disappointed that he died on every single first check, because if he survives one check, I'm just like, all right, cool, let's go to game 3, because I have a timer on my watch, so like I know we're very close to turns already. But he ends up clearing my security, and then he sets me to like 2 memory or something, and I'm like, yeah, I can't. I was very close to being able to kill him because I'd put him to like 2 security or something, but because he had a redirect slash blocker, I just couldn't do it. So we ended up going to game 3, where we had, I believe, 3-ish minutes to play game 3. He like bricked pretty bad game 3. I don't think he ever wins game 3, but unfortunately I ran out of turns to kill him. I think if I had one more turn, he's dead, but he's never winning that game. If I had scooped at the beginning of that turn, because that turn that he took on game 2 was like 5+ minutes. It might have even been 10 minutes long because he did so.
Didn't you also say he was like reading all his cards and like
not
slow, but like
he wasn't So he played against someone else from our locals named Spencer, who's playing Lucimon on Sunday. And when he played me, he was like, if it's newer than like BT21, like I don't know what it does. He's like, I haven't played in like a year. If it's not in his deck, obviously. He understands what his deck does.
By the way, I was checking prices on some stuff. The Millennium on Alt-Art for BT18, there's only 15 listings. They're $74.
They were over 100.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, people are wilding. What was that?
There's still some $100 ones.
Yeah, it's from remnants of when it was actually the lowest listing.
Golly.
The regular Super's like 5.
So, y'all end up tying.
So, when I played him, he wasn't like a fast player, but he never, at no point during our match did I think, wow, this guy really needs to hurry up. And I have thought that about people that are taking way too long to take actions. But like, he wasn't a quick player, but like, he wasn't like so slow that I was like, I never thought in my head, you need to speed up, because I would have said something to him. But I think that's because my deck is pretty simple, and I just explained my stuff as I was doing it, and he didn't question it. Like, I was like, you can read my cards if you want, and he picked up a couple here and there. But we never had any issues where like I had to sit there and explain something to him, or he had to like figure out how he was supposed to do stuff. But unfortunately for Spencer, Lucimon is a deck where you have to kind of navigate all the booby traps, and someone who isn't super fast / also hasn't read most of your cards ever, and they're reading them for the first time, is probably going to take some time, and they're not going to move quickly. But yeah, he ended up drawing with Spencer. Maybe, yeah, I think he drew with Spencer, but we ended up drawing. It was unfortunate, but I didn't blame him for us going to turns. I never was thinking that he was playing too slowly. I think it was just too much of a grind, and I should have just scooped game 2. It would have given me enough time, I think, to win game 3, but alas. He kept giving me hope by dying to the first check.
That one glimmer of hope keeps you going, and it also is the very noose that hangs you.
Yeah, my issue is I saw how little time was left, and I was like, should I scoop now so we have enough time? But like, we still had less than 10 minutes, so I was like, there's not even a guarantee we could finish game 3, and if there's a chance I can win this game, I don't have to worry about it. So that's why I didn't scoop it. I was kind of like torn, but turns out it would have been the right play, because he bricked to where I would have killed him pretty quickly.
Alright, I'll go next. Round 1, just like Brandon, I got paired with someone from our locals. I got paired against Spencer. Like Sean said, he's playing Lucimon. I decided to bring Crossheart to the event. I just thought I had better matchups into decks than Imperial.
Like Rune?
There's just too many. Yeah, there's just too many random decks that can play Rune mode and lock me out of the game with just like a single proc of it. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, Spencer did play in our local tournament, like I think 2 weeks ago, where he brought, maybe it was longer, maybe it was 3 weeks ago, I can't remember, where he brought Lucimon, and I played him with Cross in the tournament. And I remember I've made changes to my deck since we played that game, but I kind of had an idea of how his deck worked, so I had a better understanding going into the game. Like, I wasn't falling for any of his traps. I would always like leave a tamer with like no sources under it, like out on the field, just so I'd have some fodder to get rid of.
BRB.
Off of some of.
You can keep going.
Okay. Just so like it would have some fodder for one of his effects. Like if I didn't want him to recover or something like that, I could just delete one of my Taikis that wasn't doing anything. So I was just he did actually aggro me pretty well the first I think both games, honestly. Just the problem with Lucimon though is like the deck can give you like a lot of memory, which is really cool for me because it gives me time to set up my tamers and play multiple of them out.
And on top of that, if he's hitting your security, He's probably
Yeah.
also giving you tamers for free.
Yeah. He also did not see the new tamer in either game, which really slows that strategy down. It doesn't allow him to really move his game plan forward. So yeah, I was just able to get it 2-0. Yeah, and that was it.
That deck loses to real fast decks that don't really care about removal.
Hey. So round 2, I will obviously go first again. And just like round 1, I immediately played another player from our local scene. This time I got paired against David, playing Blue Hybrid. So it's got the Lobo, the Triple Tamer, all that good stuff. So both games he was basically able to like chunk me down and get me like really low security, but he was never able to lethal me due to my stun and my D-Evo, which I actually came into this room with hybrid matchup in mind and made some adjustments to the deck that I feel like really helped throughout the day. This is one of those instances. But being able to stun and D-Evo all his stuff, keep him from playing on the board, because, spoiler for my deck profile, I play more BT-17 Melgas than most lists. So what I can do is I can Sagittarius, stun a card, Melga, stun a card, Altaress swings for 2 checks, oh hey look I hit a Tamer out, alright we'll play out Sagittarius, stun it, go into Melgaru, stun it. Like I can just keep stunning your cards. Which is really good. And this just gave me enough time, both games, to just eventually see full combo and just kill. I don't think I ever truly, like, OTK Wombo comboed. No. I'm pretty... Oh, let me just look at my notes. Okay, so I did not OTK Wombo combo game 1. I did game 2. So game 2, with all the stun and the Evo and stuff, I was just able to, like, stall and take time to find all my pieces, and I eventually got there. So I got that one 2-0. And that is all.
Round 2. Huh. I forgot about this match. I didn't realize I played this archetype twice. I played versus Red Hybrid. Game 1, he was never going to see a single tamer. They were all like 20 cards down, and I killed him on my 3rd turn. Game 2, he made me go first, probably because he wanted to see some tamers, and he actually did see some, and I killed him on my 3rd turn. Our match was over real quick.
Real fast.
Real fast. Yeah, that explains why I forgot about this match. I'm remembering it now, but I literally forgot I played Red Hybrid twice. I guess I sort of didn't because I took 6 total turns in our match, but yeah, I won that 2-0.
My 2nd round, I played against my first of many puppets. Game 1 was pretty back and forth from what I remember. I believe it just took me too long to see EX6 Shoutmon, which is preferably the one I want to see in that matchup because it's the one that gives his board minus 6,000 DP, so I can kill off all of his like familiar tokens or Shumons or Shumons and whatever. Which then allows me to digivolve into Cross 7 to be able to remove his Syndrol or Kaguya or whatever. I just didn't see one fast enough. By the time I saw it, he already presented lethal on the board, so there was no way I was going to be able to keep turn and answer his board. And then game 2 was probably the worst hand I had all tournament. Ended up just not being able to play. I think I'd like play Tamers out, but he's like, I think turn 1 I'm like playing out like a 4-cost Tamer, and then he's playing like double Emblem or Training or something like that. And yeah, no, he just being able to add multiple 2 cards in that deck is pretty good. because it's pretty hard to be missing pieces when you're adding 2 pieces every time you search. Them puppets playing that new Niaromon, it's pretty nasty.
It's real scary.
I do believe this player finished in the top 16 as well, so. Go ahead, Brandon, swallow it.
I'm trying. You guys were too fast. I'm trying to eat my dinner. Alright, so, round 3. Doubled up. Not somebody from my locals this time, but I did play against a second version of Blue Hybrid again. This version of Blue Hybrid was doing an Ancient Garu package with Venus as the secondary mega. So, you know, he's playing like the 1-up Jet, Venus, obviously the Beowulf is yellow. But yeah, so he's playing like a bunch of draw cards as well. Like his primary rookie he would try to like build on top of was the BT-15 Gabumon, just because it says draw 1 when you do stuff, when you swing. So game 1, I was basically able to just OTK him like super fast before he was able to really set up. I kind of just did my usual game plan with that one, nothing like special, no frills. He wasn't really able to like properly play game 1. Game 2, I didn't see any level 5s, so he just kills me. And I'm just like, yeah, what are you going to do? So then game 3. Game 3 was back and forth. So he starts off by Venusing me. And like Venus, if you have enough cards behind the Venus, it forces me to promote and try to like counter it. Now the cool thing about the Sag, the Garu, the Alterus, and the Gray is they don't care about Venus. It's not a win digivolving. It's not a win attacking. It's just, hey, when this happens, do this. So I'm getting their warp effects. I'm just not getting their primary effects. I'm not getting the extra draw. I'm not getting the recycle, the pop, the stun, none of that. So I'm able to finally build into an Alterus. Not immune or anything like that, but I swing. Obviously, end of attack. Thank God I lived. I don't think he was playing any like option removal. And because of Alterus's 4000 DP, I'm always going to be bigger. But I live, tuck him in, play out the 2 level 6s. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Venus is off the board, and now I'm in control. But because, like I said earlier, he's playing all these draw cards, he's also playing Analog Youth, he's burning through his deck real fast. So while I'm stunning his cards, and he's drawing all his cards, he eventually gets to the point where he's only got 3 cards left in deck. And I've got 2 Blitz, and a Cress, and 2 other bots that don't really matter. They were just there to help me restart my combo. And I basically set it up to where no matter what he did, he was not going to be able to clear my last 2 security and also swing for game. Even with like the Ancient Garu potentially bouncing one back to my hand. So I kind of just insulated myself. So I didn't kill him, but I did deck him out. So, man, it's kind of crazy decking somebody out when you're playing an OTK deck. Like, what?
And
yeah, I remember when you told me that. I was like, what?
Yeah,
because I think at one point he had 3 or more. He might have had all 4, but I'm pretty sure it was mostly just 3 of the triple tamer out. And he was basically going to 10 memory that turn before, and I was just like, hey, you got 8 memory. So I think I tried choking him in 1, and then he gained 2, 2, 2, 2, and then like I think he gained an extra from like a hammer spark or something like that. So you got 8 memory. I got 2 blocks and a redirect. Have fun. Go for it. So eventually, he could not do it. His deck was empty, and I just went, all right, cool, draw, pass. It's over.
Did he make you do that?
No, we just said, okay, cool, the game's over. Not really.
Okay.
I did not actually draw and pass.
Okay.
Was like,
I was curious if he actually made you do that before he conceded.
No.
I had at least one person. even though it was obviously, I had lethal at the start of my turn, and I knew that they didn't play any security bombs. And not only did they make me check all of their security, they made me turn my last card sideways to declare an attack to kill them before they conceded. I'm like, did you think I wasn't gonna? Yeah, and that was not the final game of the match, also. So, like, there would have been an interest in conserving time. So I'll go next. I played versus Rocks round 3, which I have minimal testing against, but thanks to Chris bringing it to locals, I was able to get some playtesting in versus it, like, I don't know, like a month ago? How long ago was that, Chris? It was a while ago.
It was a couple weeks ago, yeah.
I wasn't 100% sure how good of a matchup it was. Based on my matches with Chris, it felt like it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Which is surprising. I didn't anticipate it.
I mean, you can build into the back into your level 6, but like we've said, the Liberator deck's the best. Some of the best parts about it is like the emblems and being able to like digivolve for super cheap and do everything on the board.
Yeah,
it's not really a hey, build in the back and then promote and then like now I'm gonna do my stuff. Like, yeah, they want to be able to play on the board and like warp into the level 5 for cheap and abuse the Tumblemon, yeah, and stuff like that. And you can't do that when you're -10. And that's why when I walked by you playing this Rocks player, he looked absolutely miserable.
Yeah. So that match went pretty favorably for me. I won game 1. I don't remember super well what happened, but game 2, I had ruin mode him at least once or twice. And by the time I gave him his final turn, I cleared all of his security, and I minused him by 10. And he had like 5 different closes on the field. He had like 2 or 3 emblems. He had like 3 trainings. I set him to like 4 memory or something, I think. And he had an EX11 Pyramidi in the back. Oh, I'm sorry. I minused him by 5. Because I did the hard play rise play in order to clear security. And I had like 7 security, I think, at this point. And he had an EX11 Pyramidi in the back. He promoted.
Yep.
And
when I walked by, so let me explain the scenario. Sean was here's the table. Sean was on this side. The Rocks player was on this side, and so I can see, and they're at the end of the table.
Yeah,
and I didn't want to just. Yeah, I didn't want to just hover and like make him. I know you probably wouldn't feel uncomfortable, but I don't know this other guy. So I was like kind of watching from a distance, and this dude has everything on the field. He has Tamer, he has like training, he has like emblem, like he's set up, and then he's got a Gagamon in the back, which already from the get-go is the worst, one of the worst level 5s you can have to digivolve into the back. It's not even Pro Ganamon. And all I see is him shuffling through his hand. He's like leaned back. He's like sitting forward. He's just shuffling his hand. And Sean's like, all right, your board's -10. Go ahead. And he can't do anything. There's nothing he can do. And he just looks so dejected. Like, what am I... And then he takes like a solid minute to just digivolve into the level 6 in the back. Into Pyramidimon. And then pass turn back to you.
Yep. I know that feeling all too well.
Yeah, and then on the following turn after he did that, I just had a suspended Ruinmon on the field. He promoted the X11 Pyramidi. He swung with it to trigger the one attacking. And he has to delete my Ruin mode because it's the highest play cost on my field, so he's immediately -10. I think he checked a Tamer that we both knew was there because of the previous turn. But... And he went into Magnetic. He used his one of his closes and his emblems to like go into the Magnetic for like 1 or whatever. And I thought he was gonna at least try to like clear my security, or I guess he wouldn't be able to clear it, but like he could have tried to deal damage. But but I guess it's smarter for him to leave it suspended or unsuspended. It had blocker and I think a redirect, if I'm not mistaken. I think it had the Icemon, which gives it blocker, and then I think the level 5 gives it a redirect, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that Gagumon is the one that gives a redirect.
Yeah. So he left it unsuspended to try to protect himself, but I had like a rookie in the back, and I think I had like 2 BT12 Marcuses, and he couldn't choke me to 1. I think he realized like during his turn he couldn't choke me to 1. So he set me to 2. And I was like, all right, promote, pay 2 memory. I have 3 swings, and you have 2 stops, and you have 0 security. So, like, swing. Good games.
Marcus swing. Ruin mode swing. Rise swing.
I think I evoed as I was swinging with my Marcuses just because there's no reason not to, but yeah. I was never gonna go up into a shine though, because I did not want to proc his fragment. I would have stopped before I went into an 81 shine because I had so much stuff on the field that it was definitely gonna get blown up. But yeah,
all right, I will go next. Now, unfortunately, I believe this is where the downward trend for me starts. Losing in round 2, I believe, puts me in a pool where these players are not gonna have, like, I'm gonna have to really win out here. Like, I can't lose another match, because then I'm gonna have to start relying on tiebreakers, and that's what happens when you lose super early in the tournament. You get put in this like little bubble. You know. Sean knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Brandon, not a clue. Because I sit down from a very nice gentleman. He's playing Zephica. Now, I don't know how he won a match playing this deck, because it really just did not seem like the most competent, put together Zephica deck. Like, he's playing like the Daramons. He's playing the chicken. Kukaumon or whatever, I don't know, and he would go into his level 5 on the board, and it's exactly 6,000 DP.
I forgot.
And it happened both games. So the first game, I'm like, okay, he's maybe never played against Cross. Again, really nice guy. I'm not judging him or nothing like that, but like, this is what happens. You know, if you lose super early in the tournament, you end up running into like players like this who are, you know, they're here for fun. They probably live in the area. You know, they signed up. Maybe they play at their locals or whatever. But he would go into his 6,000 Daramon, and then I would drop EX6, and it gives exactly minus 6,000. So I had done that to him once already. So I win game 1. I'm talking, I fire rocket Cross 7, you know, EX6 Alliance with Fire Rocket 3 checks into Cross 7 for 2 more, and then into another Cross 7 end of turn swing. Like, it was Jover. And then game 2, he did the same thing, where he goes into Daramon. Unfortunately, he did brick. He did not have a level 3, so he started like just trying to play hard play stuff to the board. Oh, he did see a level 3. He hard played it, Mucho Mond, and I guess he was trying to be greedy. He was hoping he'd see another one. Didn't end up seeing another one, so when that one died, he was kind of just stuck playing stuff. He goes back into this Daramon. Not Grand Gale, nothing like, just Daramon. And I killed it again, and killed him, and I'm like, this is not going to be good for my tiebreakers, because I can't imagine this very nice gentleman winning another single match. I don't know how he won one to begin with.
Could have been a no-show or something.
Because it just didn't seem like an actual deck.
Yeah.
You know, like, it was very poorly constructed. So I really don't have any notes outside of that. Like, I'm actually about to go and look and see if he did actually ever win another game.
Start from the bottom.
Yeah. So that was my round 3.
Alright, so moving on to round 4. Round 4, I am currently undefeated, and I'm put all the way into table 4. So I'm at the very tippity top. I sit down. Gentleman in front of me starts shuffling, and I just happen to catch a glimpse on what Tama he's playing. And he's playing Sunamon.
He didn't.
Black one. Oh, oof.
It was probably a no-show then, or someone just gave him the win.
So I see the Sunamon, the black one, for Alteres Turbo. And I kind of laughed. And I was like, oh, we're playing the mirror match. You know, because I saw his deck, and I felt like it was maybe a little unfair. So I let him know, like, hey, it's a mirror match. And he goes, oh, I appreciate you telling me that. And then we just had the best of time. Like, we just sat there gushing about the deck. We played our round. He swiftly 2-0'd me because he saw combo and I didn't. Both games.
Yep.
That's how that mirror match works.
That'll do it.
Yep, that'll do it. Our lists were pretty different in the cards that matter, because obviously every deck's going to play 4 of every level. You're playing 4 Agu, 4 Gabu, so on and so forth. But it's at the top end, and the substitutable cards in the bottom end, like your Tamers, options, that's where the real changes are made. And we were both playing pretty different of those.
Mm-hmm.
But he was playing Nokia. I have decided no Nokia. I have my own reasons. I'll still try out the Nokia. I think I talked to Sean earlier, like once I get my alt arts back from him, I'll try it. But yeah, no, he saw his combo literally the turn before I saw it, and basically the same exact thing happened game 2. And this fine gentleman ended up in top 10. So my first loss was to somebody who ended up in the top 10. So
it's always nice.
No hard feelings there. Omni supremacy. It was funny because at this moment, I had actually taken note and I looked down the table, looked at, like all around us. I spotted 4 more Omni players in the top tables. So Omni supremacy.
I mean, that was round 4, Brandon. I don't know how many actually finished in top 16.
I can tell you at least 2. Pretty sure the second one also eked in.
Okay. I was like, I know you didn't, so I'm curious who you're referring to.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Yeah. Round 4, I played against my second Millennium Mon opponent, which is unfortunate for me. I actually didn't write anything down for this match. I did take a game off of him.
The worst.
I did take a game off of him, but unfortunately, it took me a little too long to aggro him down before he got online and started doing stupid, degenerate Millennium on things. He was a nice guy. All my opponents actually were super nice all day. I enjoyed every single one of my matches.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, but second time playing Millie and losing in round 4 is unfortunate because that means I can't lose again, or I'm fairly certain there's a guarantee that I cannot top 16.
There's something like good and bad about losing super early. Like I said, losing early puts you in that like weird pool of players, but at the same time it can take a little bit of pressure off of you where you're like, okay, I've lost 1. Like, you obviously don't want to lose another.
Yeah. By the way, I was thinking about it, and there's actually a strong possibility that guy's win is the bye because we had an uneven number of players in the tournament.
Yeah, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
All right. So my round 4 played against Red Hybrid. Games 1 and 3, he did not see the Tri-Tamer.
Well,
so I won that game.
Scoop it up.
I won. Game 2, he saw it super early. He Digivolved into the Flamemon in the back, and then hard played the Searching Flamemon. Added the Tri-Tamer and the Altamon. I can't remember. Can that card even add 2 cards?
Depending on which Flamemon it is, yeah.
Okay.
Non-foil one?
Yeah, it was the non-foil one. I think it was 7. Is it BT-17?
17. Where he's in the flower field.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Added both of them, and I'm like, oh no. Promote it. Yeah, next my turn. I played out like a tamer. I digivolved in the back, whatever. And then he promotes the Flamemon. He attacks with the hard played one. Draws a card off Koro, and I had completely forgot about this Flamemon. He goes, all right.
So good.
Yeah, he goes, all right. Effect, suspend, and then play out the Tri-Tamer for free. And I'm like, yo, you go play your 5. You play your 5-cost tamer for free.
Yep.
For free?
For free? For free? And then he just starts doing stuff. Yeah, he did end up at like the game 2. After I won game 1, we played game 2, and it was a little bit back and forth. Like, I'm not gonna say it was one-sided, just because he saw the Tri-Tamer and the Aldemon. He was desperately trying to kill me so bad game 2, and then realized real quick, because I had a cross 7 on the field with blocker, and he obviously didn't want to delete it. But he couldn't kill me through it and my blocker, and he realized it. He goes, oh, I forgot about this. Digivolves into the tricolor Emperor Greymon, and he goes, effect, I'm going to suspend that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fire. Because I was wondering if he had it. Yeah, I was wondering if he had it, because I'm like, if he just has this Emperor Greymon, like, he wins here. But if he doesn't, I think I have a chance of killing him on my turn. And he goes, oh, I forgot about this. And then game 3, just didn't see the Tri-Tamer.
When you force the red hybrid player to think.
Yeah. And then, yeah, game 3, just, he didn't see the Tri-Tamer again, and you don't draw a whole lot of cards in that deck when you don't have that card, so.
No. Such a good... That card, like, makes the new hybrid decks. It is so good.
Yeah, the 5 and the Tri-Tamer are disgusing.
Yeah. Both, like, for both decks, they're both very good. Obviously, the Aldemon is way better than the Beowulf.
The Aldemon being end of attack and on deletion is really nasty.
The Beowulf's the same way.
You're so close.
Yeah. Yeah, but the difference is the red hybrid has, like, way more aggression. Like, yeah, like the security attack +1 is just really nice.
Even your secondary hybrids that you play, the Kaze and the Kuma, are better than what you play a blue hybrid.
Go on.
I don't think I ever saw a single blue hybrid player playing a non-blue hybrid card. Like, I think the second one I played against was playing the Beetle, but I think that was it.
So I ended up getting that one, 2-1.
Alright. So next up, we're going to round 5. I played against Dusa, good old Deucey, and I got that one 2-0. So game 1, he full wombo comboed and left me at 0 security, but he gave me 4 memory to do it, and I had 2 memory boosts on the field. Do the math, I promoted and no TK'd. I had all the memory in the world to just see everything I ever wanted, and just killed him. You know what Dusa really, really hates? D-Evo.
D-Evo?
Oh, I was going to say dying.
Yeah. Well, no, because you D-Evo him, then you kill him.
I just DP reduce it to where it doesn't matter what happens.
It doesn't matter, yeah. Then game 2, he was missing a level 4 for like a really long time, and I was able to just kind of casually set up. I never drew into EX4 altar until like really late into the game, where he was actually able to promote and start doing stuff. So I was kind of sitting there on my 2 level 6s with the EX4 in hand, and EX4 is really good in this matchup because I can force their Dusa attack to just whiff, or their Styraco attack to just whiff. So I can kind of just stop them from killing me, and then after I go into the EX4, tuck in security, play both of them back out, I just killed him the next turn. So even with his progress and me not being able to touch his Styraco during that interaction, the very next turn I was just like, there, you're dead anyway. So, sucks to suck. Yep, I got that one.
So round 5, I sit down, and I believe this is the round. This is one of 2 rounds where Ben is sitting right here to me. Like, he is sitting right next to my opponent, and I'm sitting across the table from him. My opponent is playing puppets. Obviously, so has Ben. Unfortunately for my opponent, I have played many hours against Ben, so I'm very familiar with the matchup. He was playing like the super combo wombo, like playing the sisters, playing the Ragna Ace version. I don't think he ever put a level 6 on the field, if I'm not mistaken, during either game. I mean, it's hard to put a 6 on the field when you get floodgated out of the game, Brandon.
Yep.
Hey, sometimes I just expect that puppets, they're just like, hey, promote 3, and now I'm a Kaguya. What about
Well, I mean,
spent 1 memory.
It's possible he could have done that at some point if he wasn't, ruin moded.
Yeah, well, maybe you don't ruin mode him turn 2.
Yeah. But yeah, like, he put himself in a situation where, like, I saw combo, but I didn't have to double proc to keep him from playing because I just had a rookie in raising, so I was like, oh, sick. This is real good for me.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Got caught lacking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he, I believe it was game 1. He cleared all of my security, without putting a 6 on the field, if I'm not mistaken. Or did he put a 6 on the field? I don't remember. But he couldn't kill me. Yeah, he couldn't have had a 6 on the field because he could have overclocked for game. I think he just had 4s. But because I had chunked him on the previous turn and didn't have him floodgated, I checked like a Shushumon that put like stuff on the field. But he couldn't kill me anyway because I think I set him like 1 memory. Like, he couldn't really do anything. Yeah, I ended up winning that too pretty easily, thankfully. Super nice guy, though. I was having trouble figuring out what his Shumons were, as well as the Megas, if he ever revealed one in a search, because he certainly put one in the field. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm used to the alt arts because of this guy, and I just pointed at Ben. He was like, sorry, I'm poor. I started laughing.
All the puppets players I played also just had base rarity stuff, so I had to like double check with the stuff.
Yep.
Because this is where oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna start talking about my round, but if you had something else you want to add on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, anytime the arts change, like sometimes on DCGO, I can't remember, I think one of the alt arts isn't on there, so he has to use a different art, and that also throws me off. Like, I'm used to looking at his cards.
Right.
It's
yeah,
like I was gonna say DCGO doesn't have the Omni binder stuff. So I have to use the base rarity of BT17, and I just
gross.
I'm so
dude.
used to my like.
Yeah, it's like I don't even know what this does.
What are you?
Yeah. So my string of puppets is gonna continue. So for this round, I end up playing against puppets again. Now, game 1, it was both games were very back and forth, but game 1 specifically, I remember he had swung at me to do some chip damage because they can kill you from 4 security pretty easily with full combo. And I just remember sitting down across from him, and he like digivolved in the back, and then I card played like a Shumon to search. And then I remember like digivolving and then playing like a tamer or something like that. And I just remember going, please don't have full combo, please don't have full combo. And he chips me with the Shumon. And I think he hits like a tamer or something. And then he starts to combo, but he's unable to go full wombo combo because he doesn't have the emblem set up. So he has to pass turn doing it. But he hit me for like 2 or 3 damage, and it hit like 2 tamers out of security, which allowed me to set up pretty easily and then respond to his board clearing it and just kind of take momentum from there, which I think led to his hesitation to ever swing at me in game 2. And my hand was pretty slow. It wasn't like it wasn't like awful, but it was still the point where I'm like, it's gonna take me a couple turns to see some pieces, so I'm gonna have to take an extra turn or 2 to play out some more of these tamers, and just slowly accumulate my pieces. And because of that, what happened, I think, in game 1, he hesitated to swing at me at all in game 2 until he was also set up completely. And by the time I was ready to kill him. So because of his hesitation to ever swing at me, because I believe if he just started poking at me relatively early, he probably just would have won. Even if he had hit tamers out of my security. I think he just, because he built his board with like 4 bodies, but just refused to overclock or do any sort of attacks with any of them. And if he would have just started poking at me as soon as he could have, he would have won that game. But because he hesitated, he didn't. I was able to answer his board, clear it, and then get that one 2-0.
Yeah, that's the real downside of playing against a deck like that. It's like poking their security is just such a coin flip.
Unless you can floodgate them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I told the blue hybrid player, like, I'm not poking your security until I can kill you. I'm not giving you a 5, play cost for free tri-tamer. I'm not doing it. So, round 6, I played against Dusa again. This one went 1-2, so I lost. Game 1, I just wombo TK combo. It just popped off. I went off. I just, like, turn 2 or 3, I just promoted and was like, alright, cool, I have combo, you're dead. And the dude was like, oh no. And then proceeded to never see a rookie game 2. So I lost. And then game 3, I was never going to see full combo because all 4 of my Sagittarius were at the bottom of my deck. So, yep. Didn't matter how many turns I had that game. I was never going to do it. And I was never given enough memory to where I could fudge it. So, yep. Ended up losing. Nothing crazy there.
Round 6, played against Red Hybrid again. And despite the fact that I 2-0'd it very quickly, round 2, I know that the matchup is not free. You would think it would be because it's a hybrid deck. They shouldn't be able to play under minus 10k. However, unfortunately, because of the Tri-Tamer, they can just jam a whole bunch of plus 2k inheritables underneath their tamers and then evo into a 5. So they can very easily play through double ruin mode, which is stupid and shouldn't be a thing as a hybrid deck. But I won the die roll. It was like one of 2 die rolls I won all day. Unfortunately, I hard bricked game 1, like real bad. My hand was like, it was level 4s, level 6s, and a couple of tamers. I'm not even sure if I actually had a tamer in my hand, but it was definitely level 4s and level 6s. I don't even think I ever drew a rookie before he killed me. Game 2, I managed to eke out, and then game 3, I didn't brick, but I just didn't get to where I needed to go before it was too late, and he ended up winning. So I ended up losing 1-2 to Red Hybrid. And, as I lost that match, I knew that my dreams of getting an invite were basically dead.
So I will go next. Again, tell me if this surprises you. I played against Puppets. This is where it started to really blend in together. Game 1. Again, all the people I played against, super nice. Now, this guy, again, super nice. Definitely seemed like he had just picked up this deck, and it was maybe carrying him through this tournament. I'm not going to say he was a slow player, but he was definitely taking his time to, make his plays. And again, maybe it was also just because he hasn't played against Cross. That is also a reason why I took the deck instead of Imperial. Sean made a really good point when I was talking about bringing it. It is a deck that maybe a whole lot of people have not, don't have a whole lot of experience against.
I mean, everybody and their mothers has played against Imperial at one point.
Yeah. So, game 1 was pretty back and forth. It was a grind. It took so long that after we finished game 1, I said, "Hey, good match," and extended my fist. And he was just like, "That's game 1." I'm like, "Are you sure? are you sure that's game 1? He's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. And I'm like, are you positive? You're not just trying to...
Are you like...
He's like, well, I wouldn't lie to you. Yeah, he's like, I wouldn't lie to you about this. Like, I'm like, no, I know, I don't think you would lie. I was like, dude, you're like the third puppet player I played. It's all starting to blend in together.
Whenever I had that happen to me with the third Dusa player on the previous Saturday, I legit thought in my head, I was like, is he lying to me? Like,
yeah. I was like, are you sure?
I was like, is he trying to get one over on me?
Game 2, he does end up getting it. I don't remember how. There was some shenanigans game 1. So I'm playing against him, and Ben's match had already finished, and I see him, and he's like kind of like watching our game. He's got like a little good line of sight for it, and he was also playing the Sistermons. And he was playing like the one that stuns tamers. He was playing the D-Evo one, and he was playing the memory gain one. Well, he plays out one of those Sistermons, and he goes to Digivolve into one of the level 5 puppets, the Kogesha or whatever. I can't remember how to pronounce it.
Karimon.
Yeah, one of those dumb. We just call it a puppet.
Yeah.
You know, that's just a dumb puppet. Except for Cinderella. Cinderella and Kaguya, I know their names. I don't remember. I guess it's just the level 5s I don't know the names of.
Specifically the Kaguya level 5.
Yeah. Well, that's like the only one they play now, right?
Yeah. That's the only good one.
Yeah. So he goes to Digivolve on top of this white Digimon. And I'm like, everything inside of me is going, that's not right, he can't do that. One, from the get-go, I've never seen Ben do it.
Well, Ben doesn't play the sisters, to be fair.
Right, so I'm like, maybe this is something they can do. Maybe this level 5 says in its line of text, you know, on top of just a puppet. So he digivolves into it, pays his memory, draws a card. And I was like, hold on. I was like, can you do that? He's like, yeah, it took me a really long time to figure this out, that you can do this. I'm like, is it okay if I read this? And I just see Ben in the background behind me watching this game. And he sees that, he goes like this, he's like, immediately rips his backpack off his shoulders and starts rapidly opening up his bag.
It was the EX11 level 5, by the way, because I think he actually can do it with the EX9 one. Girl,
which one?
The level 5.
You can digivolve on top of the white puppet.
Yeah,
one of them can.
You can do it with the EX9 level 5.
Hold on.
But they realized their mistake after that, and they color locked it with the EX11 level 5.
Well, I'm hoping he didn't accidentally end up getting cheated out of this. How do you spell it?
You said you.
I want to see the.
You said you guys.
I did call the judge.
Yeah.
I did. The judge did come over.
If the judge ruled the card, I am confident the judge would know.
Sean, we have literally watched. We have watched live gameplay of judges completely missing stuff.
In those scenarios, the judges were not asked to do anything, though. But yeah, we have witnessed judges just miss illegal actions. But
so anyways, I said, hey, is it okay if I call a judge over to?
I can tell you how it's spelled if you want.
No, I'm looking it up.
I'm looking at it right now.
I just want to see the art. I know they're both super similar.
Yeah.
But like, if I see it, like, I'll know right away. I don't think it was that one.
That's the one that it would be illegal.
Okay.
Showing you the base rarity.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. So I did call a judge over. He did. He did rule it in my favor. He was like, "No, you can't do this." And then we had to restore the game state. And he did give him a warning, which I kind of felt bad about it. I wasn't trying to get him in trouble.
So, you told it out of order with the actions that took place.
Yeah,
just now.
It was this one. It was this one.
Yeah, it had to have been.
Yeah,
a judge wouldn't read the other one and be like, "Yeah, you can't do that."
Okay.
You said when he evoed, you immediately said, "Oh wait, can you do that?" And he was like, "Yeah, for sure." And then drew and did the rest of his stuff.
No, like he didn't go too much further after that. Like he drew, and then that's when I was I asked him. I was like, because I see Ben panicking in the background, and even I'm like, I don't think you can do this.
Yeah.
And that's when I asked if I could read it. Which when he did that, I read the line. I was like, it's like this says purple or yellow, and he hadn't made another action yet.
Okay. Because
I asked to read the card. He just drew a card.
Okay. Yeah. Ben knows that you can evo the EX9 5s on top of the sisters because he would evo them on top of the Pulsemon level 4 whenever he played it.
Okay.
One of the reasons why he cut it is because he knew that you couldn't evo with the EX11s on top of it, and he was like, "Dang it, they like
that one specifies yellow, purple."
Yeah, they color lock it.
Yeah. So
girl.
I'm starting to worry a little bit after I lose game 2 because I'm really hoping we don't tie here, because a tie here would basically like not guarantee I wouldn't get top 16, but it wouldn't help. So we literally go into game 3 with a couple minutes, but I opened probably the best I opened all tournament. I'm talking, I dropped cross 7 like turn 2, and it just sat there, and I was like fire rocket and just chunked him for a bunch of damage, and like it was like he was turn 0, and then my following turn I killed him. It's just like how I imagine Sean feels whenever I play against him, where he's just like, I don't know what he's got in his hand, he just drops all of them, and then I'm dead.
Yep.
I hate the cross mechanic.
So yeah, so I end up winning this one 2-1. I'm going into the final round, X1.
The final round, I got paired against Time Stranger, Jupiter variant. Game 1, he was able to just lethal me before I was able to see my combo. I was basically doing like little baby combos, but never did anything like substantial. Stunned a couple cards. Real good when you can stun their homies. They don't like it when you stun their homies.
We don't like stunned Homeroses in this house.
Yeah. Game 2, I was able to just kill him because he had trashed all the way until he had 2 security left, as the deck is one to do. And then I was just like, alright, cool, I don't need multiple Alter-S's just to kill you, I just need the one. So I was able to see full combo, and just one Alter-S was lethal. And then game 3, we both bricked. Real bad. He was just able to unbrick first, and he killed me. So my night ended on a real win with a brick in the final game. So, nice.
Unfort. Round 7. This was another round where Ben sat next to my opponent. So he was just sitting there again. I finally played against Medusa for the first time in the tournament in the last round. I don't remember this match very well, but it was because it was over pretty quickly. I don't think he went into a mega over the course of 2 games. I saw my stuff very quickly and floodgated him out of being able to play like basically the entirety of both games, / killed him before he got to do anything of relevance. It was over real fast, if I remember correctly.
Nice. So, round 7, sit down for my opponent, and I recognized him. I had walked around some of the games earlier to see, like, you know, like what are people playing? Like, just take like a quick, like, hey, what's mostly in this room right now?
Trying to feel the room.
And I'd only saw one other cross player. and I only remember this because it was all base rarity, and I was like, ew. I was saying I'm Sean now. I'm like, ugh.
Oh no!
I was like, I don't even recognize those cards. And it was my opponent from round 7. Crazy that the two cross art players got paired against each other in round 7. My full max rarity deck versus his base rarity deck. Like I haven't seen cross 6's like base art in so long. Then when like he went into when he like played his Taiki and searched it, and I saw it, I was like,
what is?
I was like, oh yeah, that is what it looks
ugly,
like.
Isn't it?
It's ugly, yeah. Like he didn't even have like the nice Pikmons. He's playing the yellow one. He doesn't even have the shiny ones. I'm like, what are we doing? And like, cause I was sitting right next to AJ. And AJ was like, your deck's prettier than his. I was like, I know, I think his is all base. And he goes, I just picked all. He's like, I didn't have time to get it all or something like that. Because all of my cards, so my deck's completely maxed, came in Saturday.
The rest of them.
Yeah, the rest of them. It was like 5 cards, literally like hours before we left for the trip, which was awesome because I thought like a couple of them would come in, but I go out there to the mailbox and I open it, it's just like 5 packages, all mine. I'm like, sick. I was like, my deck's gonna be maxed for the event. Not much to say about this. I end up losing 0-2. He opened, I'm talking giga death. Like he just dropped cross 7 on me and fire rocketed me and killed me like both games. Like I'm talking every piece in hand. He would promote the Shoutmon with the on deletion, and the cards hit or miss. Like on deletion you get to play out like a Taiki Tamer. He got that to trigger 3 times in our match. I don't know if I've ever got it, like maybe one time in a match. All 3 times was pretty crazy. He hit the and all 3 times it was relevant too. Like it gave him, like, I think game 2 it gave him the end of turn attack one, which allowed him to lethal me that turn by having the end of turn attack. He literally like dropped he swung at me with the Shoutmon. It died. It played out that Tamer. He dropped cross 7 with like I think 4 of the pieces in his hand for like 1 memory. Played Fire Rocket, swung, unsuspended, swung, that's 5 security, digivolved into cross 7, unsuspended, and then end of turn killed me. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I can't play around that. There's nothing I can do. So, unfortunately finished X2, and I got 18th place. I was 1.5% away from getting top 16.
You're 1.5% your opponent's match win percentage behind the person in 16th place,
yes,
which is the first tiebreaker.
And the player ahead of me at 17th, I was 0.01%. Unfortunately, I believe my round 3 opponent not ever winning another game didn't help. And unfortunately, Spencer also dropped.
He dropped after drawing.
Yeah.
Round 3?
I think he drew all 3.
He only had 2 points. Well, he lost to me round 1.
Oh, that's right. He lost and then drew 2 times. And then he dropped after round 3.
Which, I can't blame him because I do believe he was the one who drove. They also did the entire trip the day of. They didn't even come the day. Yeah, Spencer drove. They got up at like 2 a.m., drove there, and then were leaving after the event. So I know Spencer was probably extremely tired.
Bruh. I did not know that. I thought they were staying there.
Yeah. No. But it did become a meme on the entire car ride home, where Brandon would just say, well, Spencer wouldn't have done this. You know, maybe Chris, you know. Yeah, so it was pretty funny.
I can tell you were so depressed.
I can't really blame anybody because, like, at the end of the day, I've just got to play better and not rely on tiebreakers, so unfortunate.
Yeah. My tiebreakers absolutely carried me because at X3 or 3, I still ended up in top 32, That's because the two people I lost to before the final round were both in the top 10.
Yeah, my only 2 losses were to the 6th place player and the, I believe, 12th place player. So,
yeah, for me,
I mean, that's pretty
place.
solid.
Yeah. For me, it was 5th place and 7th place were the 2 that beat me.
You got destroyed by Spencer, obviously dropping, but also being paired versus a guy that, I mean, we can be pretty confident that he got a bye. Round 1. Or round 2. I guess it's possible. He could have lost round 1 and then got the bye round 2.
Yeah, it's super unfortunate, but like I said, losing that early in the tournament, you're bound to get paired against players like that, which are going to tank your tiebreakers. So, yeah, I mean, not much I can do.
RNGesus was just unfavorable.
And then the way they did prizing, honestly, I did was like, hey, okay, this is nice, like super, like it went by like quick, but it was also like pretty organized. But it was also like a big slap to the face for those of us who did not get top 16, because what they did was they said, hey, everyone that got top 16, in whatever order you are, line up, and they're gonna hand you your top 16 prizing at that table over there. Everyone else, go to the table with what ranking or like what your rank is. So literally, me, rank 17, 19, and 20, we're all at a table watching top 16 get their prizing. Well, we had to sit there and be the last group of people to get our prizing. Literally.
That's right, dude. They came down in the opposite order. Yeah, they handed
So, yeah, me and 17, and I had to sit here and listen to the 17th guy whine the entire time. He's just like, oh man, like they're gonna make us do this, and like he was so he was so mad about it. Yeah, and so we had to sit there and watch as top 16 got their prizing, and we're the last couple people to get our, and the judges are like, congrats on top 32, and it's just like, thanks buddy, like we all were just bummed on getting our invite. Yeah. And then AJ, shout out to him, he got 13th place.
He did.
For Worlds, you know?
For Worlds.
Yeah, AJ was the only person from our local area that got top 16, but at least one person did. But we did have I guess 4 people in top 32.
Yeah, Ben barely missed out on top 32.
Ben bubbled top 32.
I don't know what place Will got. Did he get top 32?
No.
He was like X3. No? Okay.
Well, I can check. I haven't pulled up.
I doubt it. I mean, you barely made it at X3.
I think he got like in the
47.
Yeah.
47. Okay. Yeah, not even close, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think he also lost pretty early in the tournament, so he probably ended up getting paired with some jobbers. So, overall fun weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an enjoyable weekend, and now we get to, well, I don't know if you guys are going to do it or not, but Ben and I are going to go to Kissimmee in like another...
I'm considering it, but man.
Do it. It'll be BT25 format, dude.
I know, I'll be playing Jupitermon.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of decks in that. Well, that or B-Break.
I'll be playing Shaco today.
You'll be playing with yourself at home. You're not going. We know you're not going.
Did you watch that video I sent you with that deck?
No.
No, I thought you were talking to me. I was like, I told you I refused to watch it.
But then how do you know about Shaco TK?
Because you sent it to me, so now I know it's a thing.
Oh, it does look pretty dirty. I don't know how consistent it's gonna be, but your opponent. Yeah, you basically do 0 interaction with your opponent.
That's my deck right there.
Yeah, it's so dumb. Did you see all 4 of your shacks? All right, yeah, you got it.
I mean, I asked you one question.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I got my answer, I was like, oh, okay, that doesn't matter. That deck's not
Which
real.
one? Oh, yeah, can they play through -10? No.
I was like, can they play through Double Ruin? No? Oh, okay, I don't care.
No.
Alright, who cares, yeah.
That's a free matchup.
So.
Alright, comments. Christopher Diamond -XF6HG. So you need to do something about that background noise because it overpowers the entire audio. Also, for 3 friends, you guys don't bounce off each other that well or have flowing banter. Lots of dead air. Also, the guy not interested in anything going on and just mindlessly doom-scrolling is massively off-putting in video format. Couldn't finish the video, dude. Sorry. Like the solo stuff, though.
What solo stuff? There is no more solo stuff.
What content?
You know, when you first said that, I was like, obviously my videos, it's just me, and then I did not realize that you were,
Where's the gameplay, Sean? Where's the gameplay?
I guess he picked, out of 128 episodes, he picked a bad one.
Yeah.
He just didn't like it.
It also depends on, like, what time of day we're doing this. Because this is at the end of our workday. We're not going to be as engaged.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, stuff like that does occur.
Yeah, we have to move it to your not regularly scheduled day.
Yeah. Random Mexican 123. Thank you for being a channel member. Just wanted to comment, since Alteras Ping Pong won the regional, I owe you an apology. I wasn't really familiar with your game.
Yeah, that deck's dumb.
Yeah, the deck just does what it wants to do. It's one of those where it's like, I don't know what your opponent could have on their side of the board, where this deck just doesn't give a damn.
No, what matters is what's on your side of the board, Brandon, and whether or not you have a blanket minus DP effect.
Yeah, it's so annoying with Brandon too, because he'll whine and complain about like ruin mode, but then he also plays a very degenerate deck where it's like, my opponent is not getting another turn, and I have to sit there and watch him go boom, 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 boom. And then even if he doesn't fully combo, he's ending on a blitz and another Digimon, and they're both immune to Digimon effects. And then he has blocker and a redirect potentially with a DNA in it. What are you supposed to do against that?
I personally
hope.
premium DP minus.
Yes, I know what you do, Sean. I'm talking about other decks.
All I'm saying is I'd rather that than a deck just be like, hey, you can't play this turn.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you would rather get OTK than be floodgated. We get it. You would prefer I played the burst mode version, which I think sucks, but
at least I get another turn. At least I get to like play out trainings or a tamer or Digivolve in the back. Instead, it's like I gotta sit here and watch you jerk yourself.
Yeah, against my Blitz and my Crest, you get another turn. What's the problem?
I mean, that was your plan B. Your plan A is just kill them.
Yeah. Sometimes you need a little plan B in the morning.
Yeah. So that deck won the Card of Magica regional that I played in a week ago. Apparently Medusa won the regional we played in Baton Rouge.
Yep, the final was Medusa versus Gallantmon.
Which, what I assume happened is those guys played an abundance of all the Millenniumon players that were in the room for some reason, and they were like, LOL, this is free, thanks so much for bringing this deck to this format.
Yeah. Which, I'm actually kind of upset that the Alter S deck, although I am happy for them, because they won, I'm also upset that they won, because it meant more people were aware of the matchup, more people were aware of the deck, and more people were playing the deck, which meant it was a little more understood going into the format.
I mean, what's there to understand? It's not like there's a counterplay.
When I hatch, and 2 times during this tournament, somebody went, "Oh, you're playing this person's list?" I went, it was very defeating, because that means they knew about it. They knew exactly what to do against me, and they were very good at doing exactly that. Like, the amount of times
putting ruin mode on the field?
No. Nobody ruin moded me the entire regional, which is why I had a good time.
I was going to say that explains why you finished top 32.
The one time my opponent had the ability to ruin mode me, they greeted, swung security, and died to an Alterescent security.
I forgot about that. Yeah, they had a 6 on the field, and they were like, let me get a check-in.
Yeah, I need to draw these cards, and then, yeah, check the...
Wasn't that the guy you decked out?
The Alteress. Do what?
Was that the guy you decked out, or was that the other?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 100% greed. I've had that happen in testing versus bin, where I have my 6 on the field, and I'm like, I'll just swing. And because of my inherits, I'm like, I literally only die to ruin mode, which I know you're only playing 2 in your deck. Ruin mode.
Every time.
I'm like, sick. I lose.
Yeah.
Sir Snails 3925. Just thought it was funny now thinking back on it, but the only Digimon movie I have is Last Evolution Kazuna because I heard it was the saddest one. I sat down with my wife who isn't into Digimon but agreed to watch it. Safe to say she doesn't trust my recommendations anymore.
No,
It's a pretty good movie.
I've never seen or heard of this.
Ty,
It's the one.
when you grow up.
It's the one where they go into the bonds.
I've heard you guys explain that that's kind of sad. I think like literally during BT6 because I was like, what the hell are these? And you guys had to explain like, where they came from.
Yeah.
It's just mainly the ending. I think the rest of the movie's okay. But it was hilarious that they did make the meme come to fruition with Matt, he's got a gun.
Look, Matt, he's got a gun. And friggin' Agumon finding Tai Chi's porn.
Yeah, so
That's funny.
Yeah.
RDD48. It's fun how AD1 really lowered the prices of old expensive game pieces. Got my playset of Vidras for $4. And at the same time recreate that same exact problem with the awful new cards ratio. So now I guess it's waiting to AD2 to reprint those and follow the cycle. On the other hand, I'm still thinking about some reprints could have been better, like Medieval Gallant touching hands again with Gallant X, another set, or letting out the promo bonds for promo Seadra, Raramon of something else. So I ask, which swaps would improve the set?
I honestly think at this point, I don't think any of the. I agree that the new card ratio is pretty bad, but I don't think most of them are like that bad right now. Haven't the prices like kind of settled?
Yeah.
They've settled to where they're at, but no, they're not. If you're a budget player, you're not playing an AD1 deck.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. I mean, you're not like playing like
base rarity Marcus and Agus are still like $40.
Those cards are crazy for no reason.
Hey, there's a reason, dog.
There is a reason.
I will have you know, it got top 32 3 times that I'm aware of.
You're aware of.
That I'm aware of.
Cards that I would have swapped out from the set. I think the normal mem boosts have been printed enough.
Never mind. Fighter mode is $40. Just base art. That's crazy.
I was pretty sure that none of them were.
I haven't looked at that card's price since forever because I have my playset.
It's gone up since you looked at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would swap out the normal mem boosts for some of the dual colored mem boosts to get those into more circulation. Like whether it's your the original set or maybe like 2 sets worth of, because like the premium Bandai sets, people were already complaining they couldn't get their hands on them because stores weren't getting them in store. You had to buy it through premium Bandai. But like like your Navy mem boost, stuff like that, whatever the Jade mem boost, stuff like that. Instead of the normal,
I think that's a good call. I think you should have done those ones instead of the regular ones.
Because the regular ones, I think, have been printed into the dirt at this point.
I don't know if I would have taken out the regular memory boost for those. Because you have to remember, this is also intended to be a new player product.
Yeah, but they have the trainings, so...
Yes, but if they...
And scrambles.
If they decide that they need to play memory boost in their deck, which...
I mean, what card are you going to play more with your fully built Imperial deck? Jade memory boost or green or blue memory boost?
Jade.
I mean, they definitely could have put some in there that specifically work for the archetypes.
I'm only saying I have to take out these because he said which ones would you swap.
I mean, you could take out something else, though.
You're right. I'll take out Marcus and Agumon. And
you have to take out a reprint card.
No, take those out. Get them out.
We could take out all the Gamamon stuff. I'd be cool with that.
Fair.
One new card they got? And all their reprints?
Yeah, all the reprints, too. Get it out of here.
Poor Josh.
Mega Gargo Ace was an odd choice of a reprint. I don't think that's...
Seeing play ever?
Or worth anything.
No on-play have an ace.
Yeah. Starter Deck Pyodramon was a weird choice considering they not only reprinted BT16 but had AD1 Pyodramon, and because you now have those two, there's literally no reason to play any other Pyodramons.
That's fair.
Starter Deck Pyodramon's in there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is.
It is.
What?
They put that in the dragon mode.
Exactly. The dragon mode makes sense because you play that in the Wombo combo mode because the 81 Pyojimon, but the starter deck one, there's no reason to ever play this again.
Nope.
A lot of the promos were solid. The Draw One Gilmon promo reprint.
A bit weird, yeah.
It's been printed like 3 different times, and it's not expensive, but I don't imagine it's ever going to see play again. But if it ever did, it would skyrocket because all of the printings are super old. So I guess I can see why they did that.
I mean, I'm also in the school with him. I'm so happy I was able to get my playset of Digimon. I got them on pre-sale when they were $2 a pop.
Yep.
So I paid no money for them.
You caught a lick. I still only have 2 because I got one that Ben pulled, and I have the one that I don't think I pulled one. Do I just have one? I don't know. I don't have 4.
You do have 2.
Did you already?
Because I told you I pulled one, and I was going to give it to you.
Did you already give it to me?
I have not. It is still sitting in my bulk.
Maybe I'm imagining physically looking at 2 then, because I definitely did not pull one. So maybe if I got some, I don't know, whatever. The EX3 Examon reprint, that was
dumb. Yeah,
completely unnecessary. That I don't understand why that card was reprinted. Honestly, there's not.
BT7 Tama. I thought that was kind of the Doraemon.
I mean,
just because it's an old card. That's good.
It will probably be relevant in and out forever, though, unless it gets directly power creeped because of just how generic it is.
Yeah, but the issue is with what they're doing with Alpha nowadays. It's all multicolor and stuff, so I don't know if you'd ever...
Well, because it's generic, you can play it outside of Alpha. Like Machine played it for the longest. Remember that one regional where the guy hatched a Dory and you
auto lost?
You conceded, and I said, why? You don't lose to Alpha. What's the problem?
And I'm like, red hybrid staring down Machine Dramon, like,
Yeah. Honestly, there aren't really that many cards in here that I'm just like, I don't agree with this. Like, most of these reprints are really good, and I would not want them to make the set bigger.
Yeah.
Because it's bad enough.
Were there any other promos not mentioned yet that needed a reprint that didn't get it?
Absolutely.
I definitely would have liked to see the Seedramon in there and the Raremon, because that Raremon, I'm not gonna say needs it, but it's only got 2 printings.
It has 2 printings. It has a regional promo and a promo.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't see play, but it'd still be nice to have.
If it ever
and then the
did.
Seedramon, the Seedramon definitely needs it. It's only got 1.
Yeah, it's only been printed once.
And I only know that because Josh would be playing a different art of it if it did, because he has Max Ready Fish. Mm-hmm. But every time he's gone into it, it's the same base art, so I'm like, okay, that's the only printing of it.
That is the only printing of Promo Seedramon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but again, I wouldn't want them to make the set any bigger. Ideally, we get one of these once/twice a year, and then we just... Maybe the next one can be smaller because they don't have to reprint cards from the past several years. Just maybe the past year. Just do it like Yu-Gi-Oh does the Mega Tins or whatever the hell, or Mega Packs, where it's all of the relevant cards from the past year just reprinted as cheaper to acquire. But yeah. It wasn't a total whiff. I do think they did significantly better with AD1 than they did RB1. However,
still room to improve, though.
Yeah. The cards that were specifically from AD1, which all of them are super cracked for their archetypes, were extremely low pull rates and not even guaranteed to pull in a case.
Well, yeah, I will say the positive over RB1 was you just said, the new cards were significantly better than the new cards that they gave us in RB1. The only memorable card I can think of out of RB1, out of the new cards, was the Monzimon.
It was the
That's it.
Monzimon and then that white Tukos tamer. But it was mostly just the Monzimon.
Yeah. So that white 2 cost tamer was so niche.
Yeah. That
Monze was like at least in a tier 1 deck that we saw like legitimate play.
Yeah. You don't see that white 2-cost tamer unless it's something like Tax Knights or something like that.
Yeah.
Venomous Monarch 2447. A couple weeks ago, maybe the week before the ban list, there was talk of 8 Pyojamon hoodie. Wondering if any more work's been done on it, or if it was just a one-off, hey, this is a thing you can do. I've started to workshop it a little, and I'm having a decent amount of success.
Yeah, it's kind of...
I've seen some of the hoodie lists that have topped. They are still playing like 2 or 3 copies of PT16 Pyojamon, and then like Shaq, but that's about it.
Yeah, 8 Pyojamon sounds horrendously bricky. Like, even the OTK variant didn't play more than like 6 level 5s. And that's how they killed you.
Yeah.
Go Boy TM, thank you for being a channel member. I don't usually max rarity deck. I just grab the version of the cards with no border or with a colored border. My brain still feels good seeing the shiny. Smiley face.
Sean does not agree.
If it's a pet deck, it really feels like all or nothing to me.
Yeah.
I grab what I like, what I think is pretty.
Yeah, and then you also don't grab things that you know are pretty.
Because sometimes they're $80. I don't think that's worth it.
I mean, you've been playing Omni variants for like 3 years now.
I will say at least the final card that is hitting the board, you know, is the Alteress. At least he's got that one. Because if he didn't have that one, it'd be real disgusting seeing the EX. What is it? 9. Yeah, that one hit the board. Ugh.
We talked about it on the drive. The EX9 normal alt or normal art for Alteress is just so ugly.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Like, somebody from our locals offered me
the event pack one.
The reprint from the pack with the corrected text on it, the errata, and I looked at them and I said, why would I put that ugly piece of crap in my deck just so it says the right words? It ain't got the right art.
Yeah.
So.
I forgot that card got errated. I told you whenever you told us that story. Yeah. I was like, I've never read that card. I literally forgot that it has the wrong translation on it.
Yeah,
you just need to know it's immune. It's immune to everything, dog.
It deletes highest level immune.
Yep. That's it. End of attack, play dudes.
Yep. Justin78231, playing Pokemon Pocket is like having a gun that can only fire when you flip heads.
Yeah, I haven't played that game in a very long time. But it was I think that's just Pokemon, the card game in general. It's very coin reliant in flipping.
I think the actual TCG isn't like that, but
I don't know. I've seen them like carrying around, like they have like coins and a bunch of like markers and stuff. But then again, I don't know. I've never really played it. But Pokemon Pocket was very coin reliant.
I think that's for like markers for like poison and confusion and things like that. There are coin flips in the game, but I don't think it's anywhere near as rampant as it is in the online version.
Gotcha.
What about Bidoof?
What about what?
Bidoof.
What about it?
Wow, so you don't know about that. Okay.
No, I don't know what you're saying.
I guess Badoo, the Pokemon Badoo in the card game was running rampant.
Bidoof.
Yeah, Bidoof.
What about it?
He like won tournaments.
Yeah, he was running rampant.
Okay.
Yeah, no, just go to the next one, Sean. He's vague posting right now, farming for engagement.
Yeah. He also said
part of it was a coin flip.
He also said King Drazel's headquarters is a place called the World Tree. That is where he lives. In EX13, the Royal Knights set, we were probably getting the World Tree as a field spell. It's probably going to be super OP, like give all your Royal Knights rush, security check, +5 and jamming.
Jesus.
If Bandai wants to be lazy, they can just take the anime screenshot of the World Chief from Digimon Data Squad and use it as the card art.
No,
I mean,
it's also gotta give you
Deshaun.
an attack.
Yeah, Deshaun's not going to complain about that whatsoever.
He's gonna be like, no,
And
this is
turn
fair.
attack while you're at it.
Yeah.
Security tech +5 is crazy.
And rush.
Oh, you recovered one? I'm still getting through all of them.
Yeah, this is a game, dude. It's your first turn. Sorry.
Sorry.
You gave me 3 memory, you're dead. He also said, we are probably getting Craniumon and Kentorusmon X forms in EX13. I think we went over this. It's like the 2 that we're missing.
Yeah, well, guess what? They need a lot more than just that. They need... Craniumon especially needs, like, some crazy support if you want to even consider him a deck. Like, I'm talking, like, multiple lines. Like, every Royal Knight, I believe, has multiple lines. He doesn't have a single one.
I think he has, like, pseudo lines, but yeah, he doesn't have anything that's, like, dedicated. This card is clearly Crania.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think he has a single line at all in the game. Like, even when he was his first printing, he was just a black level 6 that was just like, that's it. Like, he didn't have a real line.
What's his line?
I can't even tell you. I have no idea.
I don't either.
I used to remember it, but like you see so little of it.
I think we only have 3 Cranias, if I'm not mistaken. No. Yeah, I think it's 3. It's like
we have the original one,
like
the Royal Knight one,
and then the CS one. I think
and then the CS one.
I could be forgetting about one because it's so easy, but
I wouldn't even know where to start with his level 3. I have no idea.
I mean, maybe this is the
Kodamon,
maybe this is the problem. Yeah, maybe this is the problem. Is like there's not like a real consistent line, which is the case for Digimon. There's not like a very specific line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are some Digimon who were just like, yeah, sure, Andromon, why not?
Yeah, I don't see like one where it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's perfect. I see some with like the level 5 being like Nightmon, which would make sense.
Yeah, no, I see that.
It would.
Nightmon is generically like used for a lot of the Royal Knights, like Lord Knight, Dynus at some points.
But I also see some with the Skull Knight.
I can see that too.
Yeah, or like Dark Nightmon.
So
yeah, I was gonna say from the
Nightmon in text level 5, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that.
That'd be cool if we got a Lord Knight Crania deck, dude.
Oh, that would be pretty cool.
We'll put it.
If it were good, yes, it would be cool.
There you go. Current tier Crania support.
Yeah. As I said, remember the Bearmon that was wearing a Bears hat? You guys said he's a Chicago Bears fan. Fun fact, the Chicago Bears are leaving Chicago. They're most likely going to another part of Indiana. Indiana's giving Illinois the good old cuckold. Just like Starbucks leaving Seattle for Nashville, Tennessee is giving Washington State the good old cuckold.
I did not.
I don't think it's confirmed yet that they're leaving Chicago. I do think.
I haven't heard.
From what from what I understand is the governor for Indiana. I think Pat had him on his podcast. I think it was the governor. They were talking like, hey, we're gonna build ground. We're gonna break ground here, and we're gonna start getting it ready. Just in case they do win the bid to have it. But the thing is, it's like they're like right next to each other. So it's like really they're just going over like districts. You know what I mean? Like it's still in town, but it's gonna be on Indiana land now instead of it being in Chicago or something like that.
Indiana's
but it's like
a different state. Are they neighbors?
I think so. Yeah.
I struggle with the middle part of the U.S. in geography.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Indiana was adjacent to Illinois, if that is the case.
I don't do geography. At one point during our road trip, Sean took us backwards. It was funny.
I did.
He took us...
yeah, they're directly next to each other.
Okay. I was today years old.
The city of Chicago, located in Illinois, shares a state border with Indiana to its east.
I thought you said Weiss.
Many people commute from Northwest Indiana into Chicago, so it's literally like moving.
Okay.
It'll technically be in Indiana, but like it'll be easy. It's technically easier for Chicago fans to get there than where it is now.
Okay. And I'm sure it's a lot safer.
Well, yeah.
He also said the best show about a group of teens being transported to a new world and then end up saving both worlds. It isn't Chronicles of Narnia, Harry Potter, or Sword Art Online. It's Digimon.
Digimon are the champions, so I've heard.
That's what they say. Benjamin Wiseman, 6567. I love all the support for Angels, but with Shine Greymon looking to be one of the best decks in the format, I don't think Angels will be competitive at most locals, and certainly not in tournaments. I don't know if Shine is going to be one of the best decks in the format, considering we're getting one card in BT25, and then we're getting
you don't think any of the cards? No, like the starter deck is so.
You can play the level 6, and that is it.
Data squad.
Yeah. The level 6 is the only one you can splash into Pure Shine. The rest of those cards are unplayable in Pure Shine.
Yeah.
The dual card specifically, right?
Yeah, so the Shine Greymon.
And I think this guy is wrong, Benjamin Wiseman, because I just watched Shakuamon absolutely Dougie. Alright, I've seen what this new stuff does, and I don't appreciate it.
Well,
if Brandon builds this deck, I'm gonna be so mad if he goes full combo on it. Because even if he doesn't, it's gonna be like, oh, if I just saw one more Shaq, if I just seen one more Shaq.
You know what would be great about that?
What?
He won't be able to do that versus Ruin Mode Turbo.
Negative 10k on the board. Yeah, Sean, we get it.
I hope he builds it.
God.
Ash's...
I will Exodia your Ruin modes. Hey, can I see your deck real quick?
Oh, okay.
Stop knocking stuff off the bed.
Ash's Fall 9520. Thank you for being a channel member. I love this new Sylphimon support and also can't wait for Marsmon.
Well, he's mid, so.
Hachiko42, thank you for being a channel member. I'd want Lugamon as my partner. Seekers was great if you can read Japanese, but the English version was machine translated gobbledygook. Also make Finry great again. I don't know about that last part.
Yeah, and well, people do love dogs, and he's a purple dog.
Hey, if the deck is like not Degen Central, sure, if it's good, but not the version that got hit by the ban list.
Yeah,
what about just regular version
where you just neg your opponent's board by 15k?
I don't OTK you while I'm doing it.
No, it doesn't OTK. It just negs your board by 15. And then you have to discard Shine Greymon Ruin Mode and play Luga. Because it does everything Ruin Mode does, but it's the level 6 effect. And you can repeat it without deleting yourself.
Is it persistent?
Yep. Premium.
I would probably play that.
Yeah, exactly. You shill. You don't care about Ruin Mode. Fake fan.
I like Shine Greymon.
Shut up, Brandon.
I like the design. Doesn't mean I won't pivot to a deck because I think it's better. Why do you think I haven't been playing Shine for the past year? Chris Green 6470. Thank you for being a channel member. Thoughts on BT21 Marcus? Because AD1 Shine DGO can play it for free to suspend. BT12 AD1 Marcus is for easier double Ruin Mode triggers. So, my thought is it's win more. It only is good when you already have stuff on the field to suspend, and if you don't, it doesn't do anything besides minus DP on something and make one of your dudes a little bigger and give him piercing. So I do not think it is worth an inclusion in any Shine Greymon list.
There's your answer.
Yeah, you'd rather make room for other things.
Guess what card won't be in any of the deck profiles?
Yeah, it would not be BT21 Marcus. Faye 280 Tum. I would consider the Shakuamon and Junimon as a 1 to 2 of.
Well, guess what, buddy? You're wrong. I just saw the Shakuamon Junomon deck absolutely Dougie. Okay?
My Dougie.
I'm telling you, when your opponent literally, I can't do anything about it because you're just making them trash their security while you're trashing Magna Angemons out of your security, playing more bodies to DNA and to Shakuamon to put another card back in your security to trash to play another body, and you can play Junomon too, which basically does the same thing. It was dumb.
All of these.
And
things.
they were abusing Niaromon because guess what? You DNA into Shakuamon and you can trigger Niaromon again. So you have access to all the memory.
Mm-hmm.
It's dumb.
Dr. Fab 671, thank you for being a member. Okay, but what about using Marsmon to make Mother D-Reaper attack for 18k and it trashes security? Stop you right there. Read Mother D-Reaper again.
No, Sean, let us dream. Let us dream that it can do this.
Let us imagine that it doesn't have the text on it that says it cannot declare an attack. Let us imagine.
Exactly. Thank you.
Man, remember when they didn't realize they were going to print a keyword that just circumvented that entirely? Anyway, here's a card with Alliance.
I mean, it doesn't really circumvent the fact that it can't attack, but...
Mother D-Reaper is not the one attacking.
You're basically using the Mother
No, that's semantics, and that's a bad example to begin with.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It doesn't say this card can't turn sideways.
Yeah, otherwise you couldn't give it blocker and then benefit from that.
Anyway.
But in a more serious note, Marsmon and Marukimon play very well together. You can get through 4 security if you digivolve into Marsmon and then play Maruki with a Homeros on board. 5 Marsmon digivolve into a DNA Sylphie, and an OTK if you have the nuts and can safely swing with a 4 before DNAing in a Sylphie with the usual TS Sylphie play. I think it can speed the deck up considerably. Whether or not that will be worth giving up Venus or Neptune, I don't know. Those cards are probably the deck's best defensive tools. Sure, they don't help you kill, but when you can't kill, they sure do help you stay alive until you can. Gonna have to be labbing a bunch to figure out what my TS build is going to be going forward.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't make TS like Olympus deck Megazoo, like Royal Knights. It's really how I thought they were going to go forward with it, but...
I guess they just didn't want to do another one of those archetypes, because, like, they've done several like that.
Yeah.
It's like...
Dark Masters was kind of like that.
I was more talking
Demon
about,
Lords.
like, the Tama being, like...
Oh,
the
Tama, yeah, so Demon Lords and Royal Knight.
And Eaters.
D-Reaper and Eaters, yeah.
Yeah.
Reaper.
I think it's just because we saw their lines in the game, so maybe they just wanted these to be like more like standard normal decks. I mean, and I guess you can still technically play it like that.
You can.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not optimal, but you can.
Well, I don't know. 4 Homeroses and then just like a bunch of like the level 6s. I see those lists top all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Wyatt_Y8, a long-time listener, first-time commenter. I'm a Dark Knight player, and it's sad to see how good he is in the show and how bad he is in the TCG. No rush still, 4 to 5 to drop, and no true boss monster. Do you guys think a DNA version would make sense and help him be able to attack with less cost?
I mean, honestly, giving DNA to most mechanics solves a lot of their issues. Especially for a deck like that, if I seem to remember correctly, was pretty good at spamming out bodies. Like the Deadly Axe would come out, stuff like that. Am I right in remembering that?
Is that a cross deck?
It has cross mechanics, yes.
Yeah, I don't know if that'd be a good idea. But
imagine they just hard drop that dude for free and then DNA.
Yeah, it can spam the board and you have like a bunch of like blockers on the field and stuff like that. But like it doesn't really have a win condition.
It doesn't. If they
DNA would do that.
If they decided to do that, we do have a boss monster. The boss monster's name is Lord Nightmon. I would build that deck if they gave us a Lord Nightmon that made sense and a bottom end that like was good. So that'd be, DNA would be kind of nutty, but maybe nutty is necessary.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be disgusting.
Imagine
DNA and cross in the same deck, in the same archetype.
It'd be awesome.
God. Imagine if Current Cross had access to, like, a generic DNA.
I mean,
disgusting.
They do, I think. I'm pretty sure you can DNA in a Valder.
Probably. But it's not in archetype.
It's not, but it's a generic DNA that you can DNA into. Because, like, isn't the Cross whatever the hell 6 or whatever, he's like part black, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't cross. It's typically most of like the lower
the one
levels that do.
The one that you cross doesn't cross? Or
no, like it's like the top end doesn't really cross. I think the one you're thinking of, it's like purple black. I don't think he crosses.
No, not purple black. Man, you're gonna make me look up cross cards, dude. I hate it here.
I think we're spending too much time on a Dark Knight stuff.
Well, I'm talking about you being able to DNA into Valder arm.
I don't think Chris understood you were talking about normal cross art.
I don't think he does either.
Oh, you're talking about normal? I thought we were talking about Dark Knight.
I said cross 6 or whatever.
Oh, yeah, you can go into Valderarm with that.
Stoned?
I used to play Valderarm in my list.
Yeah, you can DNA into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fargo Wilta. Are there any Digimon you are still waiting to get into the card game? Now that Olympus 12 is coming in, it's definitely less obvious what's missing, but one I'm still hoping to see is Devi Tamamon, just because I like his design. I'll go over the other two questions after.
I'm gonna bring this up every time. All Force, Future Mode.
That's right, yeah.
Arcadiamon. All Force Future Mode, Arcadiamon.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
They're that's tied up in the legal bullcrap. Figure it out. Get him in the card game.
Future Mode for me and Shine Greymon X. I realize he doesn't actually exist, but it wouldn't be the first time they created a Digimon just for the card game.
Name 2.
I don't have to. You can Google it.
You can Google it.
Chris?
I'm not sure. I'm sure there's something out there that I'd be excited, but I can't think of any right off the top of my head. Maybe Chronomon. I'm surprised he wasn't announced for BT25.
I guess
that's crazy.
Yeah, I guess he's going to be in BT26 though, but we're pretty sure we're getting him soon.
Yeah.
Big chicken.
Also, any decks you're hoping to get new support for that haven't in a while?
Oh, I've already got it confirmed, so.
Yeah, War Greymon, obviously.
All Force is getting support.
Is it? Just because it's a Royal Knight said it has to.
Well, yeah, they've already said. I'm pretty sure. He was like part of the pack art or something. They said All Force. I think it was like Kintaros.
I mean, it's every single Royal Knight is getting support in that set.
Yeah. And they specified Omni is getting Nokia style support. Which is cool, I guess.
Rutro Raggy. I don't know what that means, but.
Yeah. I just hope it means we get brand new level 3s that mean I can swap out these black ones for ones that
you
don't make my deck 3 colors.
Yeah, you have so few choices now. Level 3s for your DNA Omni deck. They've only given you,
6.
Yeah. War Gray or Black War Gray.
Yep.
/ Gaiomon, which I think we're actually getting support for Gaiomon in EX13 or whatever EX set is next, but that's not confirmed yet, I don't think. So it's crazy to me that the 4 Sovereigns deck has gotten literally nothing since EX5, not even a promo. I forgot that was an archetype.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen them do that with a couple different stuff, like archetypes, where they'll give it like just one wave of support and then it just never gets touched again.
Yeah, you wait long enough though, they'll come back to it. There's a lot of different things they can do, and maybe they also forgot about it. Maybe you should remind them. Justin78231, if you were to introduce someone to Digimon, how would you do that? Do you give them a deck to play like Shine Greymon and then go tell them to watch Digimon Data Squad?
Like just Digimon in general, or like the card game specifically?
He doesn't actually say. I think he means Digimon in general.
Yeah, I think if we're just in general, well, first they have to actually. Are they interested in the card game, or are they just like they just want to get into Digimon? So, if anything, I just have them watch the original show, not the 2020 remake. Watch the OG. If they're interested in the card game, that's a little different. You would want them to study up on all the different colors to try and figure out their play style, and then try and just go from there.
I think if you're getting somebody fresh into the card game, the first thing I do is I hand them a deck that's actually super easy in one note. That kind of just has, like, because I think we've talked about this. The Renamon Advanced deck is actually super simple to just pick up and play.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's actually not a bad little, like, barrier of entry. You just hand them that, and you're like, hey, this is kind of how the game works. Other decks have other strategies that do this. This deck does this. This deck does this, and it's just nice jumping on point. Then it's one package.
Yeah, I think if it's about the TCG, I think starter deck of some kind is probably correct. I think if you weren't going to do the Sakuyamon deck, you'd probably have to wait until the other ones come out in like 3 weeks. Because I think anything older than that, besides maybe Beals, would just be like nowhere near close enough to be even locals viable.
Yeah.
He also said, how big is the TCG scene in Florida? I hear it's pretty big. That's what she said.
I would say it's like a pretty average size.
Especially in our area. It's okay.
Yeah.
Our area, like, Magic is pretty poppin', Pokemon's pretty poppin'. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is apparently pretty popping, but we don't get to see that on the nights we play.
Yeah, it's on a different night. Our scene has dwindled since Bandai started coming out with other card games. Because we used to have... We had occasional 5-round locals back in like the first few sets.
I remember that.
Yeah.
They're too late into the night.
I mean, I would like our scene to be big enough to even flirt with having 5 rounds. That's never happening currently.
No.
But we
it
also...
was when we're playing round robin.
Unless we're playing Red Robin, Yum.
Yeah.
Just remember, Sean, that's all your fault. And Ben's fault.
That's 2 people.
We lost
That's
several
2
players.
people. 2 players.
2 players because of you.
Good, dude. I'd rather someone not play than sit there across from me and bitch the whole time I'm playing my deck.
Joke's on you. I'm going to do that when we play Friday.
Yeah, I'd rather you not play, Brandon.
I'll do it.
Do you prefer card sleeves with picture or just straight black? Easier to organize if you don't have to make sure your card sleeves photo is oriented correctly.
I just use normal dragon shields.
Yeah.
I am confused what you mean by easier to organize.
Like
yeah, I don't know about that.
Because it still has a top and a bottom that's determined by the opening. But yeah, I do not like official art sleeves. Those things are horrendous to shuffle, no matter what company makes them. For whatever card game, they're always ass. I use Katanas or Cortexes.
These are the only ones I use, and that's because they're official dragon sleeves. Exact same texture as a normal card.
Yeah, those are dragon shields. I don't like dragon shields.
Like these, I use these as Thomas sleeves a lot, but that's because they're Thomas sleeves. I ain't gotta shuffle these.
Yeah. I use art sleeves for Thomas.
Katanas.
But yeah, like these Superman, Batman ones go hard, but they're expensive, so I don't buy them a whole lot.
He also said, what if Mastamon gets a level 7?
It won't. It's called Ruin Mode.
I mean, It's called Ordinmon.
Yeah.
That's probably more accurate.
Which actually, forgot about this. I think there's a possibility we get one in BT26.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, that won't be Lady Devimon and Angelmon. That'll be Angelmon and Maycrackmon.
Yeah, if we're doing like a Mostamon evolution, like imagine we got like, I could think of like a Mostamon burst mode type situation.
Yeah.
Where it's a step up of Mostamon.
Adaptive Reasoning put Mastay and Commandramon.
That's funny.
Or Mastay and Commandermon, sorry. Jim the Kid. To comment on my locals again, supposedly they only get one case from distribution and the rest they have to buy from a person or different store, which is why they mark it up at that point. I just feel like the one case is all they should pick up. Oh. Okay, that entire part was just one sentence. In my personal opinion, I think it's because they're trying to save a dying mall. There's other locals that are cheaper, but they're much further away, and for me, the minuscule store credit, because pricing is so bad for everything they sell, isn't worth 30-minute drive, let alone if I had to drive 45 minutes to cheaper locals. The gas spent going there would equal the same price, in my opinion. It's a shame to say the least. It also makes it hard to want to play Digimon as a card game. On a lighter note, I think I've solved Adventure Omni in terms of if I have 3 colors and a rookie coming out, you're dead, unless Ruin Mode proc or AD1 Fighter Mode. Still not sure if my Wind Digivolve happens first or their effective spin and bottom deck happens first. Would love to know this from a judge standpoint so I know going forward. Thank you for reading comments. I'd leave 100 if it wouldn't be just spam overall.
Haha, joke's on you. I can solve this question. You're young players. You get to go all the way through your climbs before their fighter mode triggers.
I mean, he did ask for a judge perspective, but
I don't see a certificate.
You're right.
Show me your certificate.
Yeah, Sean, where's your certification?
Unfortunately,
I can produce it right now.
Unfortunately, all that stuff about his logos kind of sucks. Like
that does suck. Yeah, I'm
yeah, like that would make me not want to play the game if I can get like. I mean, maybe not because like I would probably just buy singles, but still like it would still suck because I like opening up product.
Yeah, I just wouldn't buy product from the store, but I mean I would still go.
Yeah. I'd just be playing a lot of online. I'm talking DGO out the booty. So I used to do that with Yu-Gi-Oh all the time back in the day. I'd play the Auto Sim, whatever that one was called.
YGO Pro.
YGO Pro, yeah.
Yeah. And to answer your ruling question, yeah, if it's your turn, you just promote and you trigger all your stuff.
And fighter mode just sits there.
Right.
Can I have a chance? No.
No.
Devo it. Devo 3.
Fighter mode loses the turn player priority. So if you have like a chain of actions that take place, and everything leads into everything else, and the final thing leads to him not being on the board anymore, he never gets a chance to activate.
Yep.
Fun fact. That's why that is an LOL for Shine Greymon. Same reason, because you just combo into your AD1 Shine, and it's just like, he's dead now.
A lot of things are, Sean. A lot of things.
That is true. Most things are also dead, but I've had people... I think it was you that... You put a fighter mode on the field versus me like once or twice.
Yeah. And I'm just like, let me know if I can go. Let me know when.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I sure will. Iolko64.
You know when to put it in trash.
Yeah, I'll let you know when you can move it off the field. Iolko64, it's not reliable, essentially an ace, but Grapleomon does allow you to use Marsmon's effect on opponent's turn.
Yeah. It's still kind of bad.
Yo, dog's making me read cards.
No, the Grapleomon?
Yeah, it's when your opponent attacks, I believe. It lets you Evo into Kalis or Mars for free.
Oh, it's an all turns effect when a 13,000 DP or more attacks.
Yeah. What if I'm 12k, huh?
I mean, that's on your opponent if they allow you to do that. Like, that's just straight up not reading their cards.
That's on your opponent for not just removing.
That happened to me on Tuesday. I just didn't even bother reading AJ's cards because he was playing CS, and I was like, this is
free. Yeah, he's playing CS.
And I lost game 2 because I just allowed him to do something that he wouldn't have been able to do otherwise, because I played into something that if I just picked up his cards and read them, he wouldn't have been able to do.
Yeah, it's not like this.
I'd ask what, but I know you have no idea.
Oh,
like, I don't know what those cards are.
It was the Kiyumi or whatever the hell her name is, the memory set.
Oh, the
that can
tamer?
go into alpha.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I blew up his alpha and put him to 4 security, and then for no reason at all, I end of turn attacked and put him to 3.
Oh.
I was like,
Alpha's live.
he was minus 10k, so I was like, whatever. I was like, I was gonna be able to go into the alpha anyway because I forgot that there's like a stipulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
Remember
Oops,
when
daisy.
Chris had an approximate knowledge of that card and went into the alpha when he was at 5 security? I remember.
I also had an approximate knowledge of that card. I thought he could just do it as well. I was like, dang it, he got to suspend the tamer. The alpha obviously is in his trash that he picked up off the tamer. Like, I guess I might as well poke him. Oops.
Alright.
Oops, a daisy.
Didn't matter. I rolled him games 1 and game 3.
Oh, never made that mistake again.
I was actually the only game I dropped Tuesday night was that game to AJ because I literally just didn't read his card.
Feels bad.
Excellent.
Nice. Alright, boys.
Later.
I'm getting out of here.
All right, later.
Bye.